admin on the Free Talk Live Facebook page, so I can just post stuff there.
We got a minute, right? I can run back out real quick.
Yep, you got till the green, so call it 5 minutes.
Okay.
Do you think during the longest break I'll have time to like go to the gas station and get something caffeinated and come back?
What do you want? I can
During the
do it. That's gonna go live right at 7. So.
Okay.
I don't think we have enough time. We have 1 minute.
Well, he can be late. It's not,
Oh.
it's not imperative.
Well, I don't have my money or anything.
Do you want to run?
Wait, can I just give you?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really mind. I mean, if anything, I like to set this up.
Do you have,
like we do.
Do you have coffee?
Yeah, let's.
No, I have no more coffee.
Oh, well.
Where's a 10-minute break? It's like in 1
hour.
In 1 hour. You want to do it then? I can do it then. Or.
I would.
Isn't there a basket full of coffee in the kitchen?
A basket full of coffee. That's not mine, and I don't have any way to make it other than like a cold press or whatever.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the best strategy for this because I like to see when donations come in if they are.
Right.
So I mean, I just hold it.
You just have it here.
Yeah, I guess you're limited by the length of your cable, huh?
Yeah, you two can kind of be in it. I don't like how it's pointing at that desk actually.
Can you put it up yonder? Like take this one down? Put it on top of that thing?
That was not working.
Or.
Right. Oh, maybe. I don't know what that looks like, but I guess you can. If you can squeeze over there, you can take a look and see what the angle looks like. Oh, you got a monitor? Nice. Look at you.
Well, I'm gonna.
You're dialed in.
You guys got Wi-Fi here?
No.
No. Okay, I'm gonna put that on. Hey everybody. We are live on my channel, obviously, but we are about to go live, hopefully, on the air, and that I'm not the only source of the show until a later date. So thank you guys all for joining in. Make sure you share this in all the Telegram groups, Facebook, anyone that would be watching Free Talk Live, get them up on here. Thank you very much, guys. We're depending on you to share it right now. Thank you. So let me set up my phone. And I will be right back because I need to get that. I want that fluffy.
Thanks, Joe. I did ask, albeit just a couple hours ago, if anybody else wanted to sit in, and nobody responded. Except for Lee, he was like, "I wish you'd have told me yesterday." I was like, "Well, I didn't know yesterday."
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how far we'd get today.
Come on now.
So let me see.
3.
Yeah. Right in his prime. Is he fixed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got fixed at like 8 months old or something. Felt bad, like, leaving those people that came outside to visit us, but I got so tired in that moment.
Yeah.
I finally ate, and then I felt the weed hit me. Oh, I'm wearing this shirt because the FBI had went through our closet. It's a total mess in there, but they left. You know how you can like kind of part your clothes like that are hanging up, they left this shirt like in the like they parted to it.
Oh yeah.
On the inside, like way to the side. That's normally not put
Yeah.
on. Now it's just like
So
big
you're
deal.
like-
Can I get a mic check in there, guys? Is it good or bad? You guys hear me right now? Mic check, mic check. That's right, Banana Anna. I'm wearing my Accountability for All shirt.
I was gazing at your badge. Shiny badges.
This is the shirt.
What does the badge actually say?
Shiny badges don't grant extra rights.
Nice.
Mic check, good guys. Mic check, good. Good. All right, thank you guys. Let me see what it looks like again. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get all of us here. Guys, any donations that you make tonight, I want to put your name on here and show it off. And you can either donate to CaptainKickass.edge. You can
At Edge.
at Edge.
Yep, Captain Kickass at Edge.
Captain Kickass at Edge. I have my PayPal account, paypal.me/CRRI, and money sign BTF News on Cash App. I would prefer you guys not to do it on YouTube so we can get more of it, because you know how much they take. Because we're trying to, help people out that had their devices taken away, so we can get them connected to the Matrix again, I guess, of sorts. But yeah, so they're probably never going to get them back. So if you guys could help out, that'd be great. I'm going to try to catch up what you guys are saying right now on my tablet.
Sounds like we might be on. Let's hope the phone doesn't ring for the first time ever in Free Talk Live history. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, is that, what is that, Sesame Street?
Oh,
No.
I was thinking Sesame Street, so.
Or is it the electric company? It's that little
never
pinball
watched it,
video, little cartoon thing. Anyway, this is Free Talk Live. Normally it's the live call-in radio talk program where you can take control of the airwaves, talk about whatever's on your mind. However, that is still not the case since the events of yesterday, when the studio was raided by multiple alphabet government agencies. Well, we have been barely able to cobble much of a show together, and we hope that we are broadcasting on radio again today, because we figured that's the biggest middle finger we can give these organizations of liars, thieves, killers, and really just gang members. Lunatics,
Actually.
for sure. In the studio tonight, it is myself, the Reverend Captain Kickass. I'm your host. Joining me,
It's Bonnie.
Joa.
and Joa is joining us from Breaking the Flaw. And you can, if you are listening to us on the radio, and possibly even an internet stream, I can't confirm or deny if any of the internet streams are working, but you can get video of tonight's episode at Breaking the Flaw over on YouTube. Yes, thank you.
No, thank you guys for letting me do this.
Actually, Joa was scheduled to come and be a guest on Saturday, and we'll still do that.
Okay.
But we had an open chair tonight. Normally we can run with just 2 hosts, but without phones, I just thought, hey, why not? You're here. Let's throw a body in the chair, and hopefully we can make the show as interesting as normal.
Yeah, I don't have any kind of prep or anything because they took my phone.
Well, that in and of itself is some prep, right?
And all the Wi-Fi in the house.
How? Yeah, we haven't reestablished Wi-Fi yet. It's a technical hurdle I have yet to have overcome, only because I've been so focused on getting the actual radio broadcast back working, because it's a radio show first and foremost. That's how Free Talk Live got its start. Yes, there's plenty of people listening online. There's plenty of people who will listen to our podcasts and that type of thing. But that to me was the first priority, was to get back on the radio, be a radio program again. And so hopefully we've achieved that. If my device, my magic rectangle in my hand starts ringing here in the next 5 or 10 minutes or something like that, then there may be a problem. But the guys at the network said if there is a problem, they will call me and let me know. So far so good. Keep your fingers crossed. Bonnie, how has life been the last 24 hours or so without a phone?
Really, really awful, and for so many reasons. Like, I just always use my phone for a flashlight, so I don't have that. Well, I have my taser now that I use the flashlight on it. And also just like walking my dog is starting to be really, really scary. Like, I haven't been leaving the street because I don't know, like I just got terrorized literally by a large group of grown men screaming at me. That's like the worst part, is like, why do they have to scream so much? Like, I get that it was a no-knock raid and stuff, but
Oh, to intimidate you, of course.
Yeah, and to like put you in a state of shock. I was like in a horrible state for like hours. But anyways, I can't communicate with anybody. We have a landline here, and I just happened to remember my sister's number, so I called her today to tell her I'm not dead, because we usually text all the time.
Oh, right, yeah, I suppose.
So I just told her to tell my brother and sister I'm not dead, but I don't talk to my parents every day, so I'm not gonna tell them what happened.
Yeah, I've been without my phone several times, and it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
You get so used to it, so attached to it. I'm old enough that I'm older than cell phones, so I do remember a time when I used to just leave the house. I didn't even have a wallet, I didn't have keys, I didn't have a cell phone, and I would just leave the house and go and be gone for hours, and it was no big deal. Nobody thought a thing of it. And then cell phones came around. Well, pagers came around first, but then cell phones came around, and then all of a sudden everybody had one.
I didn't get a smartphone until I think 2013. I put off for a long time,
Oh.
and I felt good about it, and then I gave in.
Now, when you forget your phone somewhere, how do you feel?
I mean, I can survive.
Yeah.
I mean, I put my phone away every day to kind of escape, but
I get the ghost ring, right? I keep my phone in my pocket, and even when my phone's not there, I'll be like, oh, is somebody calling? And like my phone's not even there. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Especially the vibration. I've been getting that too. Like, I think you hear a vibration and it's my phone, but it's not. It's really annoying because like I keep waking up in bed being like, where's Ian? And then being like, oh yeah, I'm not in a nightmare, and not having anything to like look at to distract me. Like, that's so annoying. And I haven't been able to even look at the Telegram groups or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything happens, like, I have my radio and that's it.
Yeah. So I do want to give an update to the listeners out there on what we know as far as the folks who've been arrested and that kind of a thing. I have no further update on Ian Freeman other than to say we expect to possibly have some news on Friday. I don't know what that news will be, but hopefully it's good news, and we can move forward. Arya has been released, has been cited in town, so I know that she's out and about doing stuff. There are some pretty strict stipulations on her release, so don't expect to see her return to Free Talk Live for some period of time. I don't know what that time is. I do want to have a discussion with her face to face at some point, and that kind of thing. So when that happens, I'll let you know. But Arya is out and has returned to her home. So that's a little bit of good news anyway. There's still no word on. I have no further word on his situation.
He's still in custody there.
Yeah. Both he and Ian are both still in custody. I have no further information on anybody else who was also arrested. There were several people named in the indictment that I'm not too familiar with. So, my personal network is sort of stretched thin there. But I have no further update on any of those folks either. Doing what we do here at Free Talk Live, we generally do some show prep and try to talk about, some topics that are going on in the news and bring it to you from a freedom perspective, and we'll do a little bit of that. But Joe, I wanted you to give or I wanted to give you a chance to introduce yourself to the Free Talk Live audience
Sure.
and tell us a bit about how you came to even know Free Talk Live.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people already know who I am. I've called in a few times, but I have a YouTube channel. It's called Breaking the Flaw. I don't break the law, I break the flaw. And that's the government, the cops, the politicians. And I'll do the best I can. If you guys got any tips, send it over. But, I try to get out there and film them and hold them accountable.
That's awesome. And you've been doing some great work, too. I've seen a bunch of your footage. I'm going to say you got balls. And, you don't really pull any punches either, man. So keep that stuff up, man.
Very careful what I do and what I say. And, yeah.
Awesome.
Me and Ian were laughing so hard maybe like a week ago watching an older video of yours because he had it pulled up on a computer upstairs that is now stolen. That he had pulled it up and we were going to watch it, but we just never did, so it was like a month old. But you went to the Keene City Hall and we were laughing so hard at that video. It's really good.
I don't know, maybe I should mention that I was arrested the other day.
You should, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
As one of the sticker pimps, right?
No,
No?
I haven't done any sticker pimping.
Oh.
I mean, I've done my fair of stickering, but I try not to
that
be
was
so...
That was...
I'm discreet.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I know who the sticker pimps are.
Yeah, no, I was with one of them, and he got charged with similar things as me.
Was it the cop blocking episode?
Yes, I went out cop blocking in Manchester. Actually, we were here in Keene first.
Right.
And then and Savage was here on the show, Savage Truth 603. And when he was done, we went cop blocking here in Keene, and then we went to Manchester, and all the excitement happened.
Yes, and you have video of that available on your YouTube channel, yes?
Oh yeah, I got 3 parts about it. I got the arrest, I got the release, and I got records requests. So I'll explain more.
Nice. We'll get more about that from Joa and his YouTube channel, Breaking the Flaw, and we'll talk about some other fun stuff. This is Free Talk Live. More coming up.
Sorry, press age now. I'm going to mention you coming up. It was more about Savage and I. You're the one that ID'd. Sorry, bro. You're talking about it earlier. A lawyer's like, why'd you ID? You could have been on the lawsuit, too.
The lawyer said that? His lawyer?
Well, I'll say that. But, yeah, it was.
Oh.
I've talked to lawyers.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Chris. Were you planning to be in tonight?
I was. Are we not doing it?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were coming or not. I put Joa in the chair.
Yeah, that's cool.
We can switch
Okay.
halfway if you like.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. I got some stuff for Bonnie anyway.
Thank you.
I was just running late. Because
Oh.
I was
Did you
trying to get
sleep all
Bonnie's
day?
stuff.
Whatever that
But-
costs, I'm going to help you with that. I don't know what.
I only got half done.
We were just talking about Bonnie not having a phone and how she felt about it on the
Yeah.
on the air.
Let me mention that all the donations that came in yesterday, there was like $280 something, I think,
Okay.
just in here. I haven't received it yet, so once it comes through, I'm gonna I'll give it over.
Yeah.
But I think with
There's another 80 that came through to mine, so
okay,
yeah.
we're looking good.
I don't know how I should take it. I think maybe we should wait for Ian because I don't have any.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I guess I can use this to look at my bank accounts, but I don't know.
So your donations
What
that
they're-
are what through PayPal or something?
It was actually through YouTube, so a lot of it's gonna be cut. So it's like 280 minus 30%,
Yeah.
and then I got some through PayPal when we were here, and that was it. So I think it was like $80 through PayPal.
Got another
Okay.
couple, $293 too.
Wow.
For
From Think Payment? From our advertising?
no, just
We are being
from
filmed
the
right
promotion
now,
that we did last
yeah.
night.
Right, yeah.
On my stream, you're saying
No,
separate?
separate.
From
Oh.
Captain Kick-Ass's.
So people bought stuff through thinkpenguin.com
Okay.
yeah.
and they made a donation.
Oh,
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
How much did you say?
It was like $293.
Nice. I got another $80 to Captain Kick-Ass at Edge between last night and today. Also, well, I'll mention this on the air, but I did another appearance on somebody else's show earlier today and pimped it all out too. So
Nice.
I mentioned you.
We just gotta
I think I mentioned
keep it going, keep promoting the fundraiser, and like all week, let's bring in as much money as we can. We can replace all the equipment, replace everything that was as much as people will donate anyway.
Right.
We're off to a small start, but it's a start.
I think it's been catching on throughout like social media.
Yeah.
I've seen it everywhere. international news and everything.
I haven't even had a chance to read a single article on it. So
It's going to be bigger. I think give it a
hopefully.
week. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if we're really lucky and we can raise enough to cover legal costs and stuff, that would be amazing. Because not everybody has got the lawyers. I think only Ian has it. I don't know if he's got enough to cover everybody. So set aside.
Maybe we'll say let's get back on track with devices and means of communication. The next step is the legal. Like once we have the communication, now we gotta.
Yeah.
So-
Focus on bigger targets. Let's focus on just replacing equipment first, and then we'll
Okay.
focus on legal stuff.
Sounds good. You
Thanks
guys
for
hear
doing
that? If you guys are donating, try to keep it on PayPal.me/CRRI and Captain Kickass at Edge.
I have an Edge wallet
For crypto.
too, or a Theo wallet or address too, but I'm afraid that we shouldn't send it to me, like if I'm like to you.
Okay. I don't have a problem separating that out from my transactions that I do, so it's not a big deal.
Well, I mean, you should have some money though to cover bills or whatever.
Yeah, I've used my credit card once or
Okay.
debit card once.
Have they
but
stolen your funds too, or no?
They didn't steal my funds as far as I know, but I also haven't been able. I don't have Wi-Fi on anything, and I don't have. Yeah, now I can check, but
Okay.
right now we don't have Wi-Fi, so I can't check. So.
Okay, well, one thing at a time. If we need to set up Wi-Fi, I can get you routers or whatever hooked up, and we can figure it all out.
All right,
Because
we're
there's
coming back.
internet, so is this live on radio?
It's like a.
Yep,
huge-
we achieved radio
It's very
supposedly. So welcome back, everybody. It is Free Talk Live. It is the Wednesday night edition. I believe it is St. Patrick's Day today for anybody who needs an excuse to drink mass quantities of alcohol.
Wow, I had no idea.
I try to stay away from what I call amateur night. So that's any holiday where people use it as an excuse to drink mass quantities of alcohol. Because, well, I'm a professional drinker.
This was the first day in 2018, I think, that I went and did karaoke, and it changed my life. So
Oh, yeah.
met beginner's night or whatever.
Nice.
Well, I didn't have to wait till St. Patty's Day to get sick of everything.
In the studio tonight, it's myself, the captain.
Oh, it's Bonnie.
Breaking the flaw.
All right, very cool. We were talking a little bit about you and your YouTube channel. So
Yes.
go ahead, tell us more.
Yeah, so I was in Manchester, and we regular cop block in, and we saw a call for an assault at the Hilton True. It's like a new hotel there, and we proceeded to. I drove right into the parking lot. We all got out of the van. That's 72603. You got Press NH Now and myself, and we had another friend there, and we were just filming, and we did everything we were supposed to, like we always do, and then the clerk comes out. It's like, hey, you guys have a room here? And one of us alluded to, maybe I think one of my friends is in there, and then the clerk, desk clerk was, not really giving us too much trouble about it. She's like, oh, well, there's emergency vehicles here. Well, she never told us to leave. She never asked us to leave, never told us,
Right.
So we just continued doing what we were doing. And then as soon as the victim came out, she was a little bloodied and they put her in the ambulance. Next thing you know, I'm getting into my van and I'm about to pull out and leave. And what ends up happening is my friend's getting harassed by the cops and trying to give me your ID, and it just went sour from there.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they're trying to get us the ID because they were saying we were trespassed, but they never asked us to leave.
And it's illegal in New Hampshire for the cops to demand that you ID. They were trying to say that the clerk had already told them to leave, so now they needed the ID because now they're being trespassed. But nobody had given them the option to leave, so it was legal.
Yeah, they have to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I want you to leave. And then if you don't, then there's some recourse.
Right, and so we proceeded to, just question their authority on this, and we wanted a clarification of what it really meant. And I knew that unless you committed a crime, you don't have to produce ID. Unless you're in custody, then you have to ID yourself. But we proceeded to the sidewalk. Well, that's the way the law is. I mean,
You don't even if you are arrested, you don't have to ID.
The folks on the radio can't hear what he's
That's
saying.
right.
So.
Yeah, we can.
yeah. I mean, you don't even have to produce ID at all, really, because even if you committed a crime, I mean, unless they're searching your pockets, they're taking your ID at that point. You're not submitting it to them.
Right.
So you don't ever have to produce ID unless you're driving a car, and that's a different story. But we were right on the sidewalk. Savage Truth 603 proceeded to the sidewalk, and then he gets assaulted by a cop.
Wow.
He wasn't under arrest yet. This cop just puts his arms up on him and just walks forward onto him, and then next thing you know, they're placed him under arrest, and they're like, they never said he was resisting, yet they continue to tase him. Yes.
Tased even too, huh?
3 times. I could feel that thing through the air. It was crazy.
Wow.
And they beat him up. They struck his head on the ground, split his head open a little bit.
Jeez.
Oh yeah. And they took us in, and they were arguing with us the whole damn time. They were I don't know if you guys ever been arrested before, but they always make it difficult for you.
Yeah, they don't go easy on you for, well, obvious reasons. Their whole entire shtick, if you will, is to intimidate. Right?
Oh yeah.
They will use violence to do so. They're not afraid of it. They've been trained to do so. So I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm just more sad that this is what has to occur to illustrate for people why folks on Free Talk Live have the opinions that we do, and why the institution known as government exists in violation of ethics and morals and things that are good, because it's an involuntary organization. Nobody said, "Yep, I want that organization." The organization existed, in violation of your consent, and so to highlight that stuff, is at the heart of activism, and you guys are doing some good stuff.
I appreciate that. But I want to say one more thing about this, is that if it wasn't for Preston H. now IDing himself, and I appreciate him doing that, and he took that sacrifice to do that and identify himself. And the other way around, Savage Truth and I, we also made a sacrifice. But I think Preston H. now, shout out, man. That was a good timing for you to do that, because we needed you. We needed you to be in that position. If it wasn't, who knows? All of us could have been arrested. All of us could have been dealt with the wrong way and threatened with further consequence. And they would give me all this trouble. I mean, I provided. All you need to do when it comes to IDing yourselves is provide your name and your birth date. That is it. They were threatening me with social security number, where you live, all these different things. I was like, why? And they were like, do you want to go down to Valley, the jail, right? And I've heard stories about that jail. It's not good. And I don't want to go there. So, anyways, if you guys want to update, I got an update.
Yeah.
On the case.
Okay, give us the update.
I got a great lawyer.
Okay.
And he's gonna take it pro bono.
No way.
Yep.
Nice.
Wow,
He's gonna
that's
represent
awesome.
both Savage and I. Yep.
And is this somebody you've worked with before, or is it a recommendation?
I don't want to say his name yet.
That's
because I am in talks with another one, but I think I'm gonna go with him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a recommendation from somebody else?
He's well known.
Okay. All right.
Let's just put it that way.
So he heard about what went on, and you guys got together and had a chat.
I notified him about it, and I told him where to find it and watch it, and next thing you know, I gave the clerk the information, and next thing you know, I'm getting a call back, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take this case."
He thinks there's okay. That's a good sign when a lawyer, an attorney, is like, "Yeah, I think you got a case." That's a pretty good sign.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I wish the best for
Makes
you.
me want to just do it myself now, because that's how easy it is. Just kidding. Kidding.
I don't recommend DIY attorneying. Some people feel like they can do it, and that's fine, but for me, I don't know. I think I would probably just have a really hard time not getting frothing at the mouth, angry, during the court proceedings. I think I'd rather have somebody else represent me in that respect.
Especially one that you semi-trust, and you don't have to give any money to him.
Yeah.
Well, you will. I will eventually.
Yeah. So
maybe.
How did you get involved with Free Talk Live? Other than so you called in a bunch. How did you get involved with Free Talk Live? I know through Ian and that kind of a thing, but how did that all occur?
Well, I just got part of the Liberty movement. I was looking up different radio shows, and this was just one I stumbled upon. And you guys spoke the truth. You guys really stuck to the morality of things, not so much the law.
Mm-hmm.
So I just pushed all those conservative Democrat ones aside. Steven Crowder's, right? No offense, Steven Crowder, but sometimes he's good. I just been watching you guys and listening in since 2008, maybe. I've been following. I tried to listen to every show, but
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm the same way. I started listening, well over a decade ago. I eventually made the move, and well, here I am now. So,
yeah,
it's all good,
awesome.
brother. More Free Talk Live is on the way. All right, we're gonna move into some regular topics. I think.
Okay.
We'll mention the fundraiser again when we come back from the break.
It was great stuff, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited. I just had a huge relief of.
That's what makes Free Talk Live interesting. What you did just now. Tell us your story.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what I usually do when I call. Right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's Saturday. This is exclusive. Saturday, I actually was supposed to come here to talk about my Worcester arrest, and I'll talk about that more on Saturday. But there's some updates today as well. So.
Was that arrest more recent or before this arrest?
It's almost 2 years. It's been a year and a half. Yeah.
I always ask you that.
Yeah, it might be better to a little bit at a time, with different shows.
Well, if you and Ian discussed something to talk about on Saturday, you should save that for Saturday.
Yeah.
There's a possibility he may
Might
be
be
here
out.
on Saturday.
Cross
So
your fingers.
yeah,
No, Ian's gonna be here. I'm just putting the vibes out.
nice, man.
Yeah.
Let's manifest that into
Yes.
being.
Yeah,
right?
everyone out there, Ian's gonna be out Friday.
Yeah, cross my fingers on that one. But
We'll have him on the show on Saturday.
I mean, what are they gonna do to try and keep him in jail for longer? I mean, he's not committed a violent crime.
That was what Matt was saying today. He is not violent and he's not a flight risk. He doesn't
Right,
want to
right,
leave
yeah.
New Hampshire.
Yeah,
so.
this seems like it should be hard for them to keep him in jail, but I mean, there's not there's a history of violence that they could use with Cantwell, even though there wasn't any real violence.
Right.
I don't want to speculate too much, but let's just say whatever cash amounts on the ATMs that they seized, that's basically all they could get them on. I mean, because they're gonna have a hard time proving everything else that they're claiming. So they have no evidence against them. They just have a grand jury deciding to arrest them. Right?
I'm not sure what he was doing was
We should talk about
illegal.
this, right? No, I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
mean, we're just speculating.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
speculating. I don't know. Actually, this is good speculation for the Arab because we don't know, right? But I think it's a given that he ran the machine or had some control over it.
Which is not illegal.
Right, but the problem is that the way the law is written at the federal level, it's not clear that he committed a crime. The only thing that might be an issue is that if he was selling, if he was buying crypto from the machine, that might be a problem, and he
I have no
probably
idea.
was. So
Yeah, I don't know the the ins and outs of what was all going on, but I do know that there does seem to be a conflict between New Hampshire law and federal law as far as
he didn't break New Hampshire law.
as far as what the definition of Bitcoin, right? Because New Hampshire law recognizes it as code, and therefore it's just like software, so it's free speech. But federal law has recognized it as a commodity, which means
Sounds like a 10th Amendment issue to me.
The commodity is not. It's not money transmission because there's no man in the middle. There's nobody in the middle of the transaction.
Right.
Usually,
it's going to be a really interesting case, is what it's going to be.
It'll set precedent.
and nobody's been willing to fight it.
Right.
So he's willing to fight it.
I
He's
don't.
going all out.
I don't have high hopes based on other folks involved in crypto that have been railroaded.
Yeah.
Ross Ulbricht, anyone?
Yeah.
That kind of a thing.
I don't
So-
either, but Ross they had an easier time with because they could link or they could suggest something to the fact that he was involved in some sort of violent crime, and also drugs. I mean, the drugs are huge, but this is just Bitcoin.
They've
it's not
hanging
even
on the
clear
air
they
right
broke
now.
the law.
But they even said during his arraignment or whatever that was, pre-trial hearing, is that his lawyer was like, the Fed said to the MUR, whatever it is, WMUR, that he is a peaceful protester or a peaceful person.
Yeah.
So that statement should be enough to get
That's
him
right.
free.
You would
We're
think.
coming back, guys. Yes, it is Free Talk Live. Our triumphant return to the radio airwaves after a horrendous day all day yesterday. That was a long day.
Yeah.
A really long day.
Oh, yeah.
I keep forgetting it was just yesterday. It feels like it was like multiple days ago.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, last week? No, that was yesterday. It's weird how time constricts, particularly in the dystopian world we live in, with the the whole COVID thing.
I used 2 weeks of it. I used 2 weeks of emotional energy yesterday.
Yeah, certainly. And I do want to say thank you to everybody who has pitched in and helped, and I mean physically. People who showed up to both of the scenes, both the studio here as well as the Bitcoin Embassy, to not only support but help document filming in particular, to keep these guys from being as dishonest as they are known to be.
It's crazy because when I was in the car after they handcuffed me and put me in a car because I was too cold, I was sitting there thinking it's so effed up because I can't even be recording right now. I was going over in my head, what should I do when I encounter the police, and I'm like, I can't even record, but I didn't know that the Penguin was there recording. That was really nice when I heard that later.
Nice. In the studio tonight, it is myself, the captain. Joining me,
it's Bonnie.
And breaking the flaw.
Sweet. We are doing a bit of a fundraiser, and we're going to mention this several times throughout the broadcast, probably until we have enough to recover. Many items were stolen, not only from the studio and the embassy, but also from the tenants who rent the other parts of the building, that are apartments where the studio is located. So when these goons from the government came in, they raided everybody. It wasn't just relegated to the studio. It was everything in the entire property. And people lost cell phones, tablets, anything that resembled a computer, gone.
And they also broke all the windows. Those windows are gone too. And I would give a shout out to the volunteer here.
Lumpy.
Lumpy. He is here. He's not getting paid, and he's fixing or doing what he can to secure the premise and basically keep the heat in.
Yeah, he was here yesterday doing just trying to secure the openings, the windows, the doors, which were very much damaged, and he did a bang-up job doing that. No pun intended. And then he was here again today. He recruited some additional volunteer help. A couple of folks who are sort of known in the community showed up to help them today, and they did some additional reinforcing of some things and getting stuff ready. Eventually, there will be, new stuff put in, new doors, new windows, that kind of a thing. But securing the properties is the number one goal, and he's been doing a bang-up job of that. So we're doing a bit of a fundraiser for not only his work and the equipment there, but all of the equipment that's been stolen, anything that doesn't work anymore. We've had a hard enough time just getting this show back on the radio. I believe we have achieved that today. I haven't heard otherwise. So if you're listening on terrestrial radio and you're in the Free Talk Live Telegram, please let us know. Just put up the station and what state you're in. Let us know that you are listening and that we are back on the air. I would appreciate that.
What is that Telegram group called?
It's Free Talk Live.
Oh.
Yep.
And I like to say that this is going to be proof of the pudding of the community here. Can we get back on track? Can we show that liberty works and that we don't need assistance from government to get things going again? And I think we can do that. I think that people they're going to help out because they care. And as much as you care about your taxes being taken right now, if you got a stimulus check, hey, that's how you can help out. You get your stimulus check, help out Free Talk Live. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. And so folks who are watching your stream at Breaking the Flaw over on YouTube, it's the only stream we were able to put up live because we still have some issues with access to all of the proper Free Talk Live camera system, as well as just getting access to things like our D-Live channel and our Twitch channel so that we can stream again. So you've been kind enough to stream this on your channel. Folks who are watching, how do they donate?
You can go to my PayPal, paypal.me /CRRI, or my Cash App, which is $BTF News, is amongst other links in my description of my video.
So on your video description, you'll have some links there that folks can click on.
I got my Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Ethereum, and Litecoin listed there, so you guys can do that. And amongst other ways, Yeah, Cash App and PayPal. Yeah.
Cool. Also, if you want to, you can also send a donation to Captain Kickass at Edge. That is what we call a vanity crypto address. It's an Edge wallet thing that they do through the use of the FIO protocol. So you can send Bitcoin BTC, you can send BCH, which is Bitcoin Cash, you can send Ethereum, and I received $5 in Bitcoin Satoshi Vision today from an anonymous donor as well. So you can donate that way too. If it's easier for you to just type in Captain Kickass at Edge in your crypto wallet, you're free to do so. You and I will work together to make sure that these funds get put into a pool and go to cover all of the things that we've talked about as far as materials and labor and replacement gear for all of the things that were damaged or lost or otherwise hijacked from the raid on both the studio and the Bitcoin Embassy. So
Yeah, I just want to say that every day that I'm here at Free Talk Live, all of any money that I make on my YouTube for these days are going to go right into that. So
that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we should mention too, well, we'll mention that a little bit later. Mr. Penguin offered a bit of a promo as well. He said for the next 2 days. So if you go and buy something over at thinkpenguin.com,
And put in a note that says that this is a donation for Free Talk Live.
Yep. That will also go to the relief efforts here. So thanks to everybody who's donated so far. We don't have a total for y'all yet, but we'll work on making the total thing, and then hopefully we can keep it going and get everything back up and running the way it should be, the way it was designed to be. I can't think of a better virtual middle finger to these thugs than getting this show back up and running in its proper state as fast as possible, because it certainly was a targeted thing. They certainly did have their eyes set on shutting down not only Mr. Freeman himself, but the Shire Free Church, Free Talk Live, the Bitcoin Embassy, all of the things that we're largely about here. So I can't think of a better way to say ha than to get everything back up and running in its design state.
You were saying that they took stuff that seemed like they took stuff to mess up the show, right?
Yeah, indeed. There was a PC that usually sits underneath this desk that basically was the core operation of the show. Well, that's gone. So they left a bunch of stuff because they're not technicians, right? These are men with guns trained to intimidate and probably kill. So they're not like audio engineers or anything. So they left some things behind that allowed me to cobble together the show that we're having now, obviously.
They're probably like, oh, the mics, let's leave those, because
They did. They left the mics, man. I mean...
There was also a whole bunch of glass behind where a lot of the wires were, so Captain was saying they probably didn't want to walk through the glass, which is funny because they have boots on and they made me walk through the glass barefoot.
Yeah, I was thinking in retrospect, because when I first tried to get behind all the stuff to look at, what was unplugged and what was removed and all that kind of stuff, that, I had to walk through glass myself. And then in retrospect, I was thinking maybe they did us a little bit of a favor by busting the large window and making it so that not even they wanted to go back there. Also, too, I understand that, these types of people are generally larger people. It's a little hard. I'm a larger dude. It's a little difficult for me to squeeze back there. So they probably didn't have a lot of room to maneuver either, so.
Now, they were some of them were really small. I think the leader over at Mighty Moose was the head honcho. He was a tiny guy.
Yeah, he had, I think, Napoleon syndrome, man. You know what I mean?
That's
So
the worst.
yeah. Coming up, we're going to talk about the Walmart vaccine passport. That's right, the Walmart vaccine passport. Coming up, Free Talk Live.
The world got that crazy while I didn't have a phone for 24 hours. It's crazy.
It's just been a day. It's just been one day. Yeah, this article's crazy.
We got Rob L says he's going to make a donation of $100 in Bitcoin Cash.
Nice.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Rob.
Does it show his last name?
Hey, you should do it
I
on
see.
air.
Bravo.
Do it on
Oh,
radio,
yes.
on live, on the air,
On one
because
of the vaccine.
More it's clout.
it'll help.
Okay.
It'll help promote the fundraiser, and then I know you're doing the stream, but
I just wanted to
no,
say
the more
there's
people
one
who
that
hear
belongs to
they're
you,
donating,
I
the more
think
people will
Robert,
donate.
And then something with
That's a
L.
good point.
Yeah.
Maybe it's him.
I was trying to make a point yesterday of doing that, you know, saying every time there was somebody who made a donation, you know.
Yeah, someone was saying, going, I'm not gonna read it. People being ridiculous. I got a lot of trolls, guys.
Oh, I'm sure.
What?
Yeah, right. Like, wait. If
On
you
the
said
internet?
you didn't have trolls, I'd be like, you're doing something wrong, man.
What do you mean? Trolls on the internet?
Yeah, at least 5 because they downvoted.
Our trolls are so weird. I was just telling Ian, like, it's like we have these little imps that like live in the computers and mess with us. It's so
The
annoying.
worst trolls are the ones that are like the ones that are in our community.
Yeah, the ones that act like they're like our friends. Kind
Yeah,
of,
like I'm a libertarian and yet I support violence in every scenario.
Yeah.
I don't know if Turd Ferguson believes in violence, but
I don't know, but he is
Pretty trollish.
definitely
I
definitely
love that
trolling.
guy's name. I try to make some sort of toilet comment every time he calls in because duh, right? Like it was getting towards the end of a segment or whatever, and he hadn't made his point yet, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta pinch you off." And thanks for the call, Turd. Right?
Yeah, I have resisted banning anybody from certain channels, and it's so tempting right now to kick people off that we, we know should all be kicked off, but it's like, no, we're libertarians.
Well, that they gave me a lot of heat for that too. The trolls are like, "Oh, you're so free speech. Why you're removing my comment? Because you're talking about stupid things like my dead dog or like what the fuck, you know? It's like we're off air, so it's okay. I can swear fuck. Okay.
Only when you're out there.
Well,
You're,
we have some tools to try and keep some of this to a minimum, within our community, and it's actually worked pretty
Is that
well.
looking right at me?
Oops.
But without banning people. So I don't know who's in what rooms, but
I like Somalia Fest. I'm not in it, but
yeah, that's definitely a troll hole.
Yeah.
But
It's fun.
yeah, we have
If you're
some
bored and you
solutions
want
to
to
the
read something while you're taking a dump or something, right? That's where it's,
Yeah.
That's the only proper time.
yeah, I skip over most of the messages half the time. Every once in a while, I'll post something in the Somalia Fest room. It's like, yeah.
you post on there.
I do occasionally post on the Somalia Fest room. I mean,
I
even
should
though
probably join it.
it's mostly trolls going back and forth, that's the purpose of that room, right? Like, and this funny thing is, the trolls don't get that the whole point of the room is basically for them.
The best thing about trolls is like to give them misinfo, and then like we're just enough where it's not gonna discredit you or you're not throwing yourself under the bus, but it's like they run with the lies, and then you just laugh about it because you gave them some content.
Yeah.
And you're not getting offended or anything.
Yeah.
Not that I get offended by this.
I'm offended that you don't get offended.
That's all you, man.
I'm offended by your lack of offense.
Coco.
Somebody here?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Lumpy.
I'm here.
Hey, we gave you a shout out on the radio.
Yeah, hey, Lumpy. I want to say
We're coming back like right now, though.
Hey, Jim Johnson came over here.
We're coming back
It
like
takes
right
all
now.
of us.
Okay.
But thank you.
Bail or anything for?
I have no updates. We're coming back on the air right now. Give us 10 minutes.
Coco.
Top of the hour, we'll have a long break. Yes, it is Free Talk Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is Wednesday night, the 17th of March. Not that, you really needed to know that. If you're listening to us, of course, later than the live broadcast, well, now you're listening to the past. So does that make you a time traveler? I don't know.
When I first started listening to this show and I was kind of getting used to everybody's voices, I don't know why, but I kind of imagined that yeah was Ian, and I was just like, is that Ian's voice?
He's
and I
like,
tried to figure
yeah!
out.
Right? Yeah. That's
I
awesome.
thought he recorded that. I don't know why. It kind of sounds like him.
That's awesome. In the studio tonight, it's myself, the Reverend Captain Kickass, joining me.
It's Bonnie.
And breaking the flaw.
And we've been talking a bit about, our fundraiser and how to donate. But we had a donation come in, Breaking the Flaw. Who donated?
Yes,
How much?
Rob L has said he's going to dedicate $100 in Bitcoin Cash.
Thank you, Rob L. We appreciate that. That's awesome.
Thank you, Rob.
And speaking of Bitcoin, Bitcoin.com is the best source for learning about cryptocurrency. You can go there right now and click on Get Started at the top of the page. Once you do that, you will find a cornucopia of information neatly organized by your needs. There is no longer any excuse for ignorance of this important world-changing information. If you are a knowledgeable crypto user, check out news.bitcoin.com, where you can get the latest headlines of all of the news relevant to you. Bitcoin.com is your source for buying cryptocurrency, getting a wallet app, mining, trading, and all the latest cryptocurrency news, all on a slick and easy-to-use website. Please visit Bitcoin.com. So, as we were saying before we went to break, Walmart, this is from the New York Times, NewYorkTimes.com, Walmart becomes largest U.S. vaccine provider to join push for digital vaccination credentials.
That sounds like a great idea.
Boo. Boo.
So what does this entail? Is it, you mean like a passport, you're saying? Like,
Well, we've been saying since the dawn of COVID that, oh gosh, you know what the next authoritarian step in this process is going to be, right? Papers, please. Show us your papers. Have you been vaccinated? Show. I don't know. Did I just go from like German to English there? Or
I don't
something?
know. Can you try Irish?
I can't actually. They're always after me, Lucky Charms. that's the best I can do. On short notice, anyway. I'd have to rehearse some Irish to like really deliver. But at any rate, we, the libertarian community, anarchists, volunteers, they've all been like saying the same thing. They're like, we know what's coming. You're gonna make us show some sort of paperwork, some
Also
sort of.
Christians
Okay.
have been saying that.
That they're going to show us some, or they're going to make us show some sort of a thing that says, yep, we got stabbed in the arm with some experimental thing known as the vaccine for the COVID. And if you don't show it, well, you won't be able to travel. You won't be able to, do all sorts of things. You won't be able to go to sporting events, right? You won't be able to get an
Concerts.
airplane, concerts, right? All that kind of a thing. And, oh my gosh, sure enough, look, right in front of me. People who get COVID-19 shots at thousands of Walmart and Sam's Club stores may soon be able to verify their vaccination status at airports, schools, and other locations using a health passport app on their smartphones.
Yeah. I wonder if the Walton family is going to get it.
Like John Boy?
Like the owners of Walmart, the Walton family, is that it?
Yeah,
Yes,
but
it
the
is.
Waltons-
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm old. I'm making a joke about an ancient TV show
Oh.
known as the Waltons, and where at the end of the show, or maybe it was during the intro, I'm not sure, but like they were all like going to bed in the house, the Waltons household, and they'd all say goodnight to each other. And the last one they said goodnight to was John Boy.
Oh. Yeah.
They're like, good night, Sue Beth. Good night, Marianne. Good night, John Boy. Yeah.
Sorry.
So anybody who's probably older than 40 would probably get that.
What a silly nickname to be called John Boy. Just imagine if, like, I don't know, he was called Joe Boy. Like, that's just so annoying and silly.
Yeah.
Okay, Jane girl.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What's the opposite of Jane Girl? Right, yeah.
I don't know. Ian used to call his dog Jazzy Girl, and that's kind of cute.
I miss Jazzy.
I never met her, but the feds stole a picture of her, unless I just haven't found it in the pile of
Oh,
crap.
what?
Yeah, it's not in any of the
Those
paperwork.
bastards.
There was a framed picture, and everything that was on, like the doily was on it, the crystals around it that I put there were like unmolested, and the whole frame was gone. But I found the frame without the picture in it, and I can't find it, but I haven't looked. that far.
I'm more upset about them stealing a picture of Jazzy than I am about them taking a hard drive or whatever.
Yeah, it just seemed like
Because that's, sentimental value versus a piece of gear, right? You know what I mean?
So, okay, let's go back to the passport thing for a second.
Yes.
If I need this so-called passport to get into Walmart and on planes and stuff, well, you know what? I've been doing all along with the mask thing. I go, no thanks, and I just walk in, and just keep shopping.
Yes.
And if they're gonna do the same, I'm gonna do the same thing with the shots. I'm gonna be like, no thanks, and I'm gonna keep walking in. And I don't really plan on getting on a plane anytime soon because, I mean, it was already a difficult time with the TSA and the long lines and waits, and now you got to sign up to get the free checks. That just sounds like more statism and more control and more documentation.
And you have to wear a mask the whole time. I did it once. It was awful. To come visit Ian.
Yeah, and the TSA, of course, has several definitions. Terroristic sexual assault, touching some ass,
touch-sensitive areas.
There we go. Yeah, several of those, and they all apply. They're all equally applicable. So at any rate, the retail giant, this is Walmart, said on Wednesday that it had signed on to an international effort to provide standardized digital vaccination credentials to people. The company joins a push already backed by major health centers and tech companies, including, ready? Microsoft, Oracle, Salesforce, Cerner, Epic Systems, the Mitra Corporation, and the Mayo Clinic.
You shouldn't trust the Mayo Clinic anymore if they're recommending that you take a vaccine that hasn't been at least tested long enough to see if there's any long-term effects.
Well, we have to take the vaccine to find out what's in it.
Do you think they're making this move right now because they feel like they have control over too many aspects of society and they can just get away with it? And then, like, if you just don't get this vaccine, are you going to be limited to life? Because are you going to be able to go shopping? Are you going to be able to get gas? Are you going to be able to, like, just... I mean, you're going to have to find spring water in the woods, okay, guys? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, unless you got a pump or whatever, but, like, I don't know what's going to be the end goal here.
So, I believe, and it's a belief, based on some other, I'm going to call them closing societies, right? So, think of, like, Rome, right? Or the end of the Soviet Union, the decline of Nazi Germany, right? That kind of stuff. When they were on their way out, what were the characteristics, right? Well, they all included government overreach in many different ways. And it accelerated the closer they got to their actual demise, right? So I believe that the United States is a closing society, right? That the United States of America fits that definition, that we're on the way down. We've seen peak United States of America, and now, the currency turns to fiat. We saw that in ancient Rome, right? They started, oh no, we're gonna mix this gold with some lead, and they started chopping off chunks of the coins and melting them down and reshaping them so they could have more coins, that kind of stuff. So devaluing the currency, right? Inflating the currency artificially.
With printing.
Yes. So we've seen all of this before in different forms. It's just that now we're seeing it happen with arguably the largest government ever to exist on planet Earth. So I believe we are in a closing society, and that closing is accelerating. They know that mathematically there's no way the US dollar can remain at the top of the heap, and so now it's a race for them to take as much as they can and get as much over on you as possible, because the impending end is getting closer than they're comfortable with.
I wonder how much of our energy they can consume before they stop. I mean, is it all of our energy? Is it going to be blood in the streets? Is it going to be, half the houses are empty and everyone's on the streets? Like, that's what they're... I don't know what is their goal here. Like, what do they expect is going to happen?
More for them, less for you. That's their goal.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Is it power? Are you talking about power? I mean, is it power?
It's usually money. I mean, money and power are kind of synonymous.
Yeah, that's true.
Those who have the most money arguably have the most power, but with the exception of course, weapons, right? So we live in the nuclear age, so those who have the most large weapons anyway also have the most power.
Well, I'm glad I'm here in New Hampshire, where I know a lot of people that have guns here.
Me too.
There's more guns than people here. Let's put it that way.
A heavily armed population is a very polite population.
And New Hampshire's very nice. Come over here,
It's
guys.
so nice. It really is. Normally I'd tell you the phone number at this particular point, but, well, the phones still aren't working yet. So we'll have more Free Talk Live for you coming up.
I'm gonna go to the gas station.
Right, top of the hour. Top of the hour to you?
What's that?
Top of the hour to you? I can't
Top
do
of the
Irish.
hour
I
to
can't
you.
do
I can't.
Irish.
No, I can't.
So, what do you guys hand me some paper there? Some of the
That's
Script? Yeah.
How many you want?
just one.
Just one.
I need to write down some passwords for certain people. It occurs to me before I forget them.
Indeed.
Let me see what's going on in chat here, guys. Eddie H, what's up, man?
Who's chatting?
We got Eddie H. We got all caps. We got NM. Eddie H is a great guy. He donates quite a bit to my channel, and he's sharing links to the
Sweet.
page right now. So, and all caps is sharing links. Press NH Now's in chat. He says he can't wait to tell him to kiss my ass. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. What's up, me the people? Thank you for donating yesterday.
Me the people.
Yeah, no, I'm all about that. I hate using the word we.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like, oh, we are bombing people overseas. Do not put me in that we.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. But I think it's funny, right? As a parody guy, right? A guy who does funny music, right? I'm like, that's hilarious.
I mean, that means he has his own constitution. That's how I look at it.
Where did he leave it?
In his soul.
I know where I leave my constitution every morning.
Wait, what? No. We all have individual constitutions. Do you want to adapt the federal one? That's up to you. You know.
I feel like everybody as an individual should have their own individual constitution.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's your own set principles. Right?
You
Is that what
should-
your constitution is?
You should be a nation of one.
Yes.
You could be your own ambassador.
My border starts at my skin.
Right.
Mhm.
My personal space bubble too, a little bit. You
Well,
know, like, yeah.
yeah.
What was I doing? Do you need a pen? Oh, you got it? Okay.
No, I got it. She's got to remember that the phone's not set up yet. So she's got. I don't know. It might work. It might not.
Oh, look, I'm supposed to be at band practice tonight. Like, that's gonna happen.
As soon as Arya plugs the guitar in, the feds come showing up. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
You were told you not to plug any devices in, or something stupid like that.
I need to have a discussion, you know, to see like what she plans on doing, because we were planning to perform
Has
at
anybody
Forkfest.
talked to her?
I haven't. She only just got back today, so
Okay.
I saw.
She's gonna need a. Oh, she can't have a phone.
I saw a post that
Jesus
she was
Christ.
asking for people to come over. So
She was.
if-
When? What time?
today, earlier.
Do you know what time people should come over, or?
It should be in the King chat. Let me look. Let me figure out where it is.
I didn't read through all of the Telegram messages. I just didn't have time.
Julie posted at 6:47 p.m. She said, "Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Arya has no TV, phone, or anything to communicate with. If anyone has a non-computer DVD player, tunes, etc., I'm sure she. Oh wait, that's. So anyone that wants to go hang, she's home and dying for company at 6:47 p.m. today.
All right. Wondering if she's gonna be up for company at 10 o'clock.
Oh,
I'll be over there.
You gonna go over?
Yeah, I'm going over there. 'Cause I'm staying at Lumpy's tonight.
Okay.
You're staying where?
Lumpy's?
Lumpy's? Okay. Does she know you're coming or no?
I mean, I'm hanging out with Lumpy. So, it's up to him.
Is Lumpy over there?
Lumpy's here, I think.
Okay. Okay, so, alright. We can go over. We'll both go over and we'll
Okay.
see how she is and if she's feeling
Yeah.
up to it, hanging out.
I don't really know her. I
That's
just know
okay.
her.
I know her.
I just don't want to be
We'll
weird.
talk. We gotta figure out what she needs and then help her
do you have
get that
a
stuff.
non-computer DVD player? Some sort of musical device,
Oh.
like to play tunes on?
What we're gonna do is we can go to Walmart before they close, buy her stuff. Let's go to Walmart. We can buy her
Like
a
an
DVD
MP3 player.
and stuff like that.
I would have to load it up for her because she
Can
wouldn't be able to do it
she
herself.
can she have an MP3 player or is that not okay?
I guess as long as it doesn't connect to the internet.
Okay.
I don't
so-
know.
That's
just
my
my
guess,
theory.
but I mean
But
that's.
then how's she gonna get the music onto it?
I think you
I'd
should
do
have the
for it.
conversation with her first, so you know what she,
Okay, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, is comfortable
The
having.
DVD player she's comfortable having though?
This says, if anyone has a non-computer DVD player, tunes, etc., I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
So like a portable DVD player.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. We'll go to Walmart first, get her a portable DVD player, bring that over, and then we'll find out what else she might need. And of course, she needs DVDs then too. So I wonder what she
You get
likes.
cheap ones at Walmart.
Maybe we should go to her place first, and then go to Walmart with her if
Okay.
she's allowed.
What
She's
time's
allowed at the
Walmart
house,
open till, you know?
or is she restricted to the house? I think they're open till 11. Actually, we should check that out.
Yeah, try to figure. I can't use my phone.
You can't use your phone here
Oh,
because
oh. Looks like my phone is.
Oh, you can't use it because of that. Okay, I can.
Are we still
Yeah.
live, guys? Yeah, we're still live on this. It's
We
just
don't
not
have
showing up
Wi-Fi
on
in here,
mine.
Chris. So
I have cellular data.
you got data
and
plan? Okay, cool.
I'll risk. I'll get to it risking identification, even though they already are going to know my phone and everything else and have that tracked. But
You guys hearing that? We're gonna help out Arya with a connecting DVD player. I guess that was a request by her. So another device. That's entertainment value only. It's not for the studio. However, Arya has no devices at all. That's gonna be unfortunate. I expect Arya to have some tuned up guitar skills by the time Forkfest comes around if she's allowed. Because that's all you can do. Sorry. I know Arya, you can't even listen to this right now, I don't think.
Right, because we're not on radio here in Keene, so
Damn.
we don't reach. None of the stations reach her.
She doesn't, is she allowed to have a walkie? Like, we could just, like, leave it on for her?
That's a good question. We should get her a walkie. We should find out what those more detailed. What
Yeah, the parameters are.
Yeah, because maybe a walkie-talkie would be okay. Of course, without the relay working, we don't have.
Oh, really?
Too,
That's that. People were wondering that in my chat if the what's it called, the Keene
No, their
PD
heater's down.
the Keene PD scanner is down. I didn't check
Where
it.
is the police scanner?
It's
don't
like
know
up
what the
there.
scanner is.
It's up there somewhere.
I don't know if they stole it or not. You have to check the website.
I think I recognize it right there.
Even you know what? The
That's
scanner
it
might
right
be
there.
working, but the web it might not be connected to the internet because
Right.
It's
not
the
broadcasting
server
out.
connects it probably
That's
isn't.
right. That's right.
It's probably taken.
You bastards.
Yeah.
I have a beneficiary that's going to be donating one to me.
A police scanner?
Yep, to put in my car. One that's the encrypted ones.
Yeah. Good. Those are more expensive. The ones that can do the decryption.
Yeah.
And in Keene, you do need to do the decryption. So some places are not encrypted, but Keene is one of the places that is. But because we have a decryption box, we can stream it over the internet, so anybody can listen at freekeene.com. There is a scanner link. However, you can't obviously
Not
listen
right
to
now.
it if it's
down right
down
now.
because
Right.
the police come and raid the place where the scanner is. And one of our faults right now is we don't have as much redundancy as we should have.
Mm-hmm.
We should have multiple studios up and ready to go, and we
We're
don't.
coming back.
Hey, Press NH Now just donated 5.
Nice.
Say it on the radio, man.
Yeah, let's mention that when we come back.
Yeah.
We'll mention it in both places. It's fine.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Oh, this thing. I hate how these fold up on your ears.
Yes, welcome back to Free Talk Live. Normally, we're the live radio talk program that you can call into and take control of the airwaves. But since the government decided to raid the studio as well as the Bitcoin Embassy, we are still without phones. Last night we were unable to broadcast, well, anywhere really. We recorded the episode. We did do a show. We didn't know, we weren't sure whether we'd be broadcasting anywhere because of the state of the equipment. But it turns out that it did not go out to broadcast radio. We were able to put a copy of the show in our Telegram chat over at telegram.freetalklive.com. We will eventually get that up to all of our podcast catchers, and if you usually listen through some sort of a podcast, it'll be there again. It will eventually show up in the Free Talk Live archives. It's just a question of priorities and access for us to do that. So we do seem to have achieved radio broadcast again tonight, and I'm pretty happy about that because for me, this started as a radio talk show, and that, I feel, is kind of the biggest FU to the man, right? You came in, you raided this place, you tried to take down not only one of the founders of this, program, but also the Shire Free Church. You tried to put him out of business, so to speak, as far as the church is concerned, and you tried to disable us from the ability to broadcast. And yet, here we are.
It's also just another channel to get what happened out there. They don't want us to be able to tell people what they did.
And they're not going to take our voices.
Yeah.
That's the last thing they would have to take. It's the First Amendment. It's the last thing they're going to take.
So we were talking in the I apologize. I am your host tonight, the Reverend Captain Kickass. And joining me,
It's Bonnie.
Breaking the Flaw.
and we were talking about this article from the New York Times with a headline of Walmart becomes largest U.S. vaccine provider to join push for digital vaccination credentials.
If you're getting your vaccine at Walmart, that's ghetto.
Well, where else are you going to get it? Walgreens? I mean,
I think Walgreens is just a little step up.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they did a great job with the most recent South Park episode, the vaccination special.
I have seen it. Perhaps I wasn't in the, how do I say this, the correct state of mind to watch the episode, but I thought it was one of the least funny South Park episods I've seen in a while.
I don't know. I started cracking up right away. Everyone's trying to get in the Walgreens because it's like a nightclub, but the only people allowed in are the old people. Oh my god, it was so funny.
The old people trying to get in. Okay, that was funny. Yeah, again, perhaps I was just not in the right state of mind. If you are picking up what I'm laying down. Yeah.
I liked the face diaper special. I don't know what they called that, but that was pretty funny.
The pandemic special.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't understand what the pandemic special was until I watched the episode, and then I was like, oh, the pandemic special.
Yeah, I was so
Right,
afraid they were
yeah.
gonna be like, I don't know, telling people like everyone needs to be wearing masks, but no.
Yeah. So at any rate, people who get COVID-19 shots at thousands of Walmart and Sam's Club stores may soon be able to verify their vaccination status at airports, schools, and other locations using a health passport app on their smartphones. Yeah, Walmart.
So sad.
It disgusts me to even read that. Much like I just want to slap people sometimes. Walmart is the first huge-scale administrator of vaccines. What happened to large scale? I mean, I guess Walmart is huge, but they're so huge they've got another notch on the scale. It's gone from small scale to medium scale to large scale to Walmart scale, apparently. Huge scale. Walmart is the first huge scale administrator of vaccines that is committing to giving people a secure, verifiable record of their vaccination, said Paul Meyer, the chief executive of the Commons Project Foundation, a nonprofit in Geneva that has developed health passport apps. We think many others will follow. And I can't, show this to you over the radio. There is a photo here called Common Pass. What you think it is? It's, a cell phone
With a QR
with
code.
a QR code and, date stamp, time stamp, your name here, etc., and so on.
I mean, if people want to make some fake ones, that'd be great. And let's see if it works. I'm not encouraging anything legal. I'm just saying that, maybe make a copy of that and just
Yeah, I
have it
wonder
ready
if
on your phone.
you copy that onto one of those vinyl, like, not sticky back, but like the vinyl cling thing.
Yep.
And just like have it like clinging to the screen of your phone when you show it.
There you go.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be sweet. The company said people who get COVID shots at Walmart and Sam's Club stores will be able to use free health passport apps to verify their vaccination records and then generate smartphone codes that could allow them to board a plane or enter a sports area. I think they meant arena, but they spelled it area because,
Sports area.
sports. The apps include Health Pass, developed by Clear, a security company that uses biometric technology to confirm people's identities at airports, and Common Pass, developed by the Commons Project.
That sounds more like they're just trying to track us more versus actually trying to get us the shot. And that sounds like really what the intention is.
Yeah. Again, so what does one do with this, right? Let's just say they make this a law that in order for you to travel, you got to have this health passport and show you're vaccinated, right?
I'm gonna die before I get vaccinated.
Okay, but I'm just saying, let's just say they make this law. What about people who got the thing and recovered?
Right.
Do they have to get a stab too?
Well, I hope not.
Just to get their stupid passport?
I hope not. I'll tell you guys. I got tested early on I did this because if I was found positive, Uber would give me a $2,200 check.
No.
I took it. I got tested. I did it to myself. I didn't let them do it, but I don't think it was anything. It was just a cotton swab. I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to get a vaccine though, and I didn't work. I refused to do this job where everyone's all scared in my car and everyone's
Right.
wearing masks. I'll go on and on about this, but I tell you, I would rather just get that swab and try to find another job. That's the least that I've done. Yeah, some people are going to call me out on this, but I did what I did. I did what I could.
Whatever.
I lost my job. I mean, what else am I supposed to do?
I'm not going to judge you, man.
Thank
You
you.
know?
Thank you. 'Cause
People need to sometimes put themselves first in certain situations. Just because somebody else doesn't have the motivation to do something doesn't mean you don't have the motivation to do something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And again, did you violate the NAP? Nope.
No.
Did you harm any person or property in the process? Sure
No.
didn't.
I made my own choices.
Yeah.
I
far
also
out,
got the nose swab. It was because I had like a strep throat or something, and I went to the doctor, and they're like, you have to get tested for COVID because we're doing that for everyone if you have anything.
You have to get tested. Wow.
Well, I had to sign something that said they would let me. I don't know. I think I was just like, okay, let me get my care or whatever.
Okay.
So let me tell you though, I got tested twice. One, I got tested at the hospital because I was basically being medically kidnapped. So they forced the test on me that first time. The second time I went to my own doctor, which is really funny because 12 days into my quarantine, my doctor calls me and is like, hey, let you know, you're positive, right? And I was like, it's 2 days left in my quarantine. You're telling me now?
Right.
Like, what is the deal? I thought it was a big joke. And funny thing is, the only person that actually got really close to me was a state trooper because I went to the checkpoint, the COVID checkpoint in Rhode Island.
The government gave you COVID.
Super spreaders.
Well, no, he got within the 6 feet. He got right into my face, and I thought it was really funny. It was a COVID checkpoint. You got right in my face, bro.
Wow. JetBlue and Lasana are already using the Common Pass app to verify passengers' negative virus tests before they can board certain flights. So this is already being enacted by certain airlines. You cannot call, so we'll have more Free Talk Live coming up.
When we get back, I'll announce these donators.
Okay.
So
Hey, I went to the crypto meetup today. We should talk about it on air just to make sure that they know that we big fuck you to them.
it's not
Thinking
ending.
that they're shutting down crypto and all that other shit
Right.
that we're associated with. Yeah, we actually had somebody show up too, shockingly.
From out of town?
Yeah,
Like a somebody we...
somebody we know
Okay.
that has come to many crypto meetups before. She didn't know about the whole FBI raid though.
Who was it? Remember her name?
Very old. She's an older lady, 50s, in her 50s. I mean, not that old, but in her 50s, retirement age. And she's not that bright.
Okay.
That's probably the best way to describe her. If you've met her, you probably would know.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she needs a lot of help with her computer and crypto, and she has a little ledger wallet, I think, where she actually had her
She
phone
got
number
guts,
stolen.
man. Coming out to the meetups and stuff, man,
Yeah.
I respect that.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, she's kind of probably a little bit off her rocker as far as like, things go. More so than a lot of us.
And maybe not everyone's aware.
Oh shit! I forgot. Well, I did say her name. Hopefully, she's not. This isn't the night she's. Well, she won't be listening to this stream anyway. But
If she needs help with her phone, whatever, right?
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just got that.
Thanks for speaking up. I am speaking freely here. Not trying to put
It's
anybody
different.
down,
It's
but
different.
I'm just trying to help somebody else who may know this person.
Backpedal.
ThinkPenguin.com.
Hey, I wasn't trying to be mean. I'm just trying to communicate with who somebody is. Where I'm terrible with names.
No,
you
I
know?
get
I know so many people, but their names I
misled you.
yeah, and I shouldn't have said her name anyway because we're streaming. So there we go. Another reason.
Yeah. It happens. Yeah, thank you guys for donating so far. I have 4 people to shout out for donations.
Cool.
Oh, okay. I think I saw Alex Jones have one of these for his coughing. You guys, I don't know if you guys ever follow him enough, but back in the day, he would cough all the time on his freaking mic, and he finally got one of these. I was like, oh my god, thank you.
It looks like we just got another BSV donation.
Oh, good. Again, mention it on the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Let's let people know. There's lots of people donating, but we need a hell of a lot more money.
Sorry, I'm not doing what I said with the tablet, guys. I think it's that since we're on the air, I don't need to do the tablet.
Bonnie, would you turn off that light if the door's gonna stay open?
I can check that.
Or yeah, that. I know how it looks on the stream when that light's on, and
Yeah, we may have trouble. Looks like Walmart and Target are both closed at 10 p.m. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to hear anything tonight. But I know that Walmart definitely has like DVD players and things of that nature still. So
I mean,
Well, like CVS has them pretty cheap too.
they don't appear to have any.
dude, get on Craigslist.
We can
and see
stop
if-
by just in case, but from the online stuff, it looks like the one thing that they might have, it would be Petersburg to find her, and that's a physical DVD player, so she have a TV up to it, which I think is okay, probably according to the rule that she has, but I don't know for sure.
As long as it's not one of those Rokuing networking ones.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Get on Craigslist and see if anybody's selling a ancient Blu-ray player or something.
Well, we can't do that because I mean the time it's gonna be 10 o'clock. What time? By the time we can even
I'm saying,
communicate with them. They're so cheap nowadays. I wouldn't worry about it.
Here we go. Yes, welcome back to Free Talk Live, the radio talk program where you normally take control of the airwaves, except for yesterday and today, and well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We are currently without phones due to the events that were perpetrated against both the Bitcoin Embassy as well as the Free Talk Live studio. Which was in the form of a no-knock raid. And so they took a whole bunch of equipment. They did their best to disable our ability to broadcast. We only just now today have recovered enough to be back on radio. So that was the number one priority, was getting on radio. And, hopefully we'll begin restoring all of the other things now that we have that particular portion sussed out. So we did do an episode yesterday. You can find that over at telegram.freetalklive.com if you want to check out the episode.
As well as my channel, you can watch it.
And also on Breaking the Flaw on YouTube. And thank you.
Actually, it's on Library. Go to Library and watch it.
Oh, nice.
Earn some crypto and watch it.
LBRY. And in the studio tonight, it's myself, the captain.
It's Bonnie.
And Breaking the Flaw.
Nice. We also have been doing a bit of a fundraiser for the damage that has been done to both the studio and the Bitcoin Embassy, as well as the equipment that needs to be replaced that was stolen by the government. You've got some ability to donate over on your channel.
And I just want to give a shout out to all those who have donated today during the show. We got Fighting Clowns donated 30 and Dash. Actually, that was yesterday. Press NH Now donated. And,
nice.
Eddie H, thank you. He's an active viewer of my channel. Thank you very much. And Me the People. I like that name. I like Me the People.
Yeah. That's a great name.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
We also received another BSV, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, to the Captain Kickass at Edge address. I do accept Bitcoin SV, or BSV as it's known. So that's another way. If you want to donate anonymously, you can send Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and BSV to Captain Kickass at Edge, and I will make sure that those donations go directly to the rebuilding of the Free Talk Live studio and the Bitcoin Embassy. We were talking about this article from the New York Times stating that, well, Walmart has become the largest U.S. vaccine provider to join the push for digital vaccination credentials. Essentially, what they want to do is, first of all, get yourself the vaccination.
No thanks.
Second of all, get an app to verify that you officially have had the vaccination.
No thanks.
I mean, this is the digital version of Papers, Please. And so we talked a bit about the article. What I wanted to do, sometimes I do this with things to help me sort of suss out the idea. I'll take whatever's written about a thing and I will substitute a different thing, right? So all of these articles talking about these apps or, whatever vaccine COVID passport that you have to produce and show to people to like get on an airplane and go see a concert or sports or whatever. What if they did that with something not COVID, right? How would society react? Like, what if you had to show an AIDS passport?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's so true.
Right? How would society react to that? If you had to show something that proved you didn't have AIDS,
Wow.
right? Do you think there'd be an uproar?
You're basically walking around now, like saying to you're virtual signaling to everybody, oh, you're part of this big ass club now. So why aren't you? Oh, you're not part of this club? Well, don't even be near me. Ew. Like, that's what they're acting like. And it's not how.
You can already see it. I see it online all the time with these people who celebrate their vaccinations, their COVID vaccinations.
Oh, yeah.
They're literally rubbing it in other people's faces like, ha ha, look at me, I got the vaccination and you did, right? It's this childish, rub it in your nose sort of, thing. They're very proud. And other folks don't even understand what they're doing. I saw some posts that were like, I got my COVID vaccine. I can't wait to hug everybody immediately, that kind of a thing. I'm like,
Or did you guys hear about, I think it was a cop in Florida that tried to steal the vaccines?
what?
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was a cop. He tried to steal some vaccines and like sell on the black market or something. But it's like, that's how stupidly desperate you people are. Like, really. You goons, tyrants, despots, parasites.
Go ahead.
Before the social media pictures of got my vaccine, here's my card or whatever, I thought it was really weird and stupid how everybody that got COVID posted about it on like their Snapchat stories, like day 2 with COVID, guys. And you would never do that before if you just had the flu. I would never ever take a picture of myself like, and it said like got the flu 3 days in. I'm all right, guys. Like it's such a mild illness. It was annoying me so much.
Over 99% chance of recovery for most human beings on the planet.
The only little bit of symptoms that I had was shortness of breath a little bit, and I do have asthma, but it was a little bit unusual at the time, and that was like another good reason not to work. So that's when I got the test and everything. But I mean, it was mild at best. I mean, it really didn't bother me. Though there have been people in my family that supposedly died from it, and not to take a stab at my family members, but they weren't in great health to begin with.
Sure. All of the people who have died, right, had comorbidities, right? That's something else wrong with them.
Like that guy didn't have a parachute, right?
Oh my God.
He died of COVID.
The guy that got shot and he died of COVID.
Yeah.
Are those real? That really happened?
Actual stories, yeah.
Well, I don't know about the parachute, but I know that someone died from a gunshot, and
they got classified as dead
Yes.
from COVID. So yeah, it happens. Probably more often than it's been being reported. That's for sure. I can't believe the numbers. Right? They say over 500,000.
I know.
And I just
I mean,
just feel like I would know more people that died. Like I know my cousin knows somebody whose mom died. Like I don't know anybody close to me.
Yeah.
It's,
I know a couple of people who've gotten it, right, or tested positive for it and had the symptoms. The overriding symptom that seems to be common with it is the loss of smell and taste, right? So, wow, this is weird. I can't taste anything, right? Kind of a thing. Most of the folks who have had it describe it as, a moderate flu. Not a light flu, not a severe flu, but a moderate flu. I only know one person that was hospitalized. They were hospitalized for a day because they had asthma. Right.
Yeah.
So they had trouble breathing. They went to the hospital. They give them a little breathing treatment. Put a little tube or a little inhalant down their throats, and watch them overnight and let them go. You're good to go. So yeah, do you need a passport to prove that you got the vaccine? I know I don't.
If you're tolerating the mask right now, you're probably going to tolerate the passport.
More Free Talk Live is on the way. All right, I think we burnt that topic. Let's see what else I got. I saw that one today. I was like, okay, we got to talk about that on here.
Forkfest. You might want to bring up Forkfest.
Yeah, I've got to read the ad for that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about, stuff that would be good to promote right now, especially considering, all that's going on. Let them know that big fuck you, nothing's going to stop, nothing's going to change.
If for some reason Ian can't go to Forkfest, I'm not going. I was thinking about it today.
Why wouldn't Ian be able to go?
Like if for some reason he's in jail.
Oh.
Can you
Yeah.
give me a piece of paper, please? Or I just can't reach one.
What?
Thank you, sir.
What is this? What is this old school stuff?
I'm just gonna be. I just want to write down
Paper
the
and
people
pen?
donating right now.
What year is it?
I know. I'd rather do this because now we know the feds will just come in and take it if you don't. If you use a digital device to take notes now. God damn. So Riaz Kahan donated 50 for Arya's DVD player.
Nice.
That's great.
That's awesome. Is somebody knocking?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Can I get it?
Sorry.
I'm trying to think if how the hell do none of us have a DVD player, like a portable DVD player from back in the day?
I know. It almost makes you think. Like what? What if I get rated?
Oh, Will.
Oh wow. Okay.
Will's here.
He has something to tell us, and they fixed nobody's door.
Will, what's up?
Oh,
So
man,
we are
thanks.
we
Thanks,
are
man, for coming out.
we
It's,
are broadcasting right now.
Oh, yeah,
No. I mean, we're off the radio, but we have a live stream going.
I am live. I can mute it if you like.
Do we need to mute?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Thanks.
You just put in keys next door. I assume I should give those to you.
Okay, well, I can go to the closet.
You'll leave the house.
Thank you.
Well done, guys. Thank you.
Okay, that's over.
Yes, welcome back to Free Talk Live, the normally live radio call-in talk program. We are live, but you can't call in because our phones are down still because of the government. Yes, that's right, because of the government. I said it. They came in, they raided, they stole a bunch of stuff, terrorized people, and people who've never harmed anybody or anybody else's property.
Who else would do it?
Yeah, I mean, the crime, the real criminals here are the government. They harmed a bunch of property and a bunch of people. So
My sister, I told her what happened today, and she was saying like nobody else. Okay, like so I told her about Arya's cats. I don't know if there's been an update on Arya's cats, but she was saying like, and these same people will prosecute people for animal abuse, and like obviously if you tried to break into somebody else's house, you're about to get in big trouble with there too.
yeah, so
They do
Thoughts
stuff
and
to
prayers for
people.
those cats, guys. That's all. No donation's gonna help that. So.
yeah, that's I snorted. Sorry.
And can I do some shout outs for the donations? real
Yes,
quick?
let's do the donation shout-outs.
So, Riaz K donated 50 for Arya's sanity with the DVD player. Out there, and David N, thank you very much for listening. I to be able to do this for everyone and broadcast it on my channel. So, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yes, we do appreciate all the donations. Again, over at Breaking the Flaw on YouTube, in the description section, there are some links to how you can donate. If you want to donate anonymously, you can do so using cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, or Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. You can do that to Captain Kickass at Edge. Just don't put in a QR code, don't put in the long Bitcoin address in your wallet when you want to transaction. Just type in Captain Kickass at Edge, and that donation will be received by me. We had a $3 donation a little bit earlier. Thank you again for that, and a $5 donation as well. So both in Bitcoin Satoshi Vision BSV.
Very nice. Should I not shout out people that donate in crypto? I mean,
No, please do.
okay.
Yeah, please do. It's just that I don't have a way. Like you can't.
I mean, they're
attach.
doing it for anonymity, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can't attach like, hey, this is to a donation to Captain Kickass at Edge. So
Okay.
they're by default anonymous donations.
I got
so
you. Perfect.
just if folks find it easier, they can use that method as well. And between the two of us, we'll coordinate the funds. We'll make sure that we put them in the correct pool. All of this money will go to rebuilding the Free Talk Live studio and the Bitcoin Embassy, and any associated, parts, labor, all that kind of stuff, because there is a bunch of property damage here and gear has been stolen.
Hey, any donations that are coming into my end of things, I will make a paper receipt that show you guys.
Yep. Okay, so we were talking about the Walmart vaccine passport, and then I posed the question, what would it be like if you had to prove that you didn't have AIDS by some sort of, I don't have AIDS passport, or anything else really, like,
When you're walking in the club, they ask for your ID and your AIDS passport.
yeah. Yeah, imagine that. What would society's reaction be to that? I can't imagine that they would they'd be like, whoa, wait a minute, this is wrong. I'm guessing. I don't know.
I look at it another way too. Is like, what if it's just like a blood type, not just AIDS? What if it's like, oh, no negatives, no, O negatives here, please, or like we only accept AB, or it sounds so ridiculous that they can use like your blood as a reason, essentially to discriminate you at a door. Like that's insane. I've saw this rumoring in the past of people putting the microchips under their skin, but really now it's going to be like, oh, did you get vaccinated? Let me just take a real quick sample with like a diabetes test strip, and they're going to be like, oh, you haven't been vaccinated, you lied, you go to jail, or you can't come in because you're lying. I can see people doing making fake skin with a little bit of vaccinated blood underneath their skin, and here, test here, and then it's like people gonna find ways around this. I can tell you that. We're not gonna submit if it becomes really strict law, and
Yeah, there's no reason to force people to get a vaccination for anything, near as I can tell.
Of course.
Right? Because you are violating a person's right. Right? A lot of the phrase "my body, my choice" gets thrown around by a lot of the abortion arguments and that kind of stuff. But apply that to everything equally and consistently, right? So, okay, do I not have a choice here? Why does the government get to be my doctor? Shouldn't I, be able to subscribe to a doctor of my choice for my personal health care? And shouldn't I make the final decision as to whether or not I get the vaccination? There's no reason for any government to make that final decision for anybody.
That brings up a good point. Last week I tried to get into a court with my camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
No problem with the camera. But the problem is that they wanted me to fill out a sheet saying, do you have any of these symptoms? All these questions, right? For the COVID questions. Yeah, I told him, are you a medical professional? And he's not, obviously, because he's a sheriff.
Yeah.
Right? And he's just, obviously I was giving him a hard time, but he's really giving me the hard time.
Sure.
Because this is my public building that you forced me to pay for. So I should be able to enter. What's gonna happen next is gonna be, sir, do you have a vaccination passport to enter the court? I'm gonna be like, no. I'm gonna just say no, thank you.
Right.
Stop walking. That's what I'm gonna do.
Even Footloose was saying something at the protest the other day about wearing the mask that was so true to me. He was saying to somebody who asked him to wear a mask, he was like, you are not my doctor and you cannot give me you cannot prescribe medical intervention. And honestly, I think I hate to admit this in public, but during the maybe the summer of last year, I got strep throat twice, and it was just so weird, odd time of year, and also just why did I get this twice? I wasn't even around that many people because I was always working, and everybody wanted to just be home and be depressed basically, and but I was doing Uber Eats, so I always had to wear a mask to go into restaurants,
Right.
and I really think the mask was giving me strep throat. It was so gross.
I mean, you are rebreathing, the moisture that collects on the whatever it is, cloth or fiber or whatever your mask happens to be made of. If you're wearing it for an extended period of time, I've read as little as an hour can actually, inhibit your ability to breathe normally.
I was always washing my reusable ones and using new disposable ones, but I've heard that strep is on everything, kind of like MRSA.
Right.
So you can probably incubate it in there.
I don't know if you guys heard about the co-op maskless flash mob that happened here in Keene a few days ago.
Oh yeah.
But I found it very ironic that these goons were telling us to wear masks. And the funny thing is that we went into the store, we weren't touching our face and then touching things or whatever. We weren't doing that. But all the masked people there, they're constantly adjusting their masks and touching their face where they're breathing in and all these germs are accumulating, and then they go ahead and touch things on the shelf. So
vegetables.
who's safer? The people who without a mask or people with the mask?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I may have parted my beard once, but that's...
I didn't go inside. I stayed outside with Ian and filmed, and there was an old couple that came up to me, and this older lady that says that she has a condition. She was a member of the co-op, but she doesn't want to wear a mask because of the condition. And she was trying to calmly explain to them, and they kept touching their masks, and they were saying no, we believe in the science and all this stuff. And I said to them, I was just you've been touching your mask this whole time. I think that your germs are in every part of that mask, it's gonna crawl around. And you're touching that, you're going around touching people. How do you know, without a shadow of reasonable doubt, that you're not more contagious with it on?
I also find it funny that there was one guy in there that was wearing a mask, and he's like, for my safety, stay away 6 feet. And then he has a roll of nickels in his hand, about to punch this guy in the face. And I'm like, which one is for safety, bro?
Yeah. When people, oh man, people's reactions to this are just so overboard. It's insane, man. The insanity continues to grow, and I don't know what to do about it. We've got more Free Talk Live coming up. Stay tuned. It's time to start talking about America's bankruptcy. Oh, I should read the fucking ad.
This is weird.
It's seriously so hard to function without Ian because we did like every single thing together.
Mm.
Like I had to struggle to turn on the shower because he does that for me.
You're spoiled. But that's totally sweet of him to me.
Alright guys, I'm just gonna check my phone, see if anything else has been donated in.
Yep.
See how we're doing
I'm
here.
checking to see if we got any more donations.
Alright, I think we're all caught up on my end. That I can tell. I'm not gonna be able to see if you guys donated crypto to me, so I just will have to wait for tomorrow night to do that because I'm not gonna drop the stream to do that. I don't want to ever have the circle of death on you guys tonight. So I appreciate you guys being here and those who have donated. I mean, you could donate crypto to my Cash App, but that sounds stupid. Don't do that. I do not trust Cash App with my crypto.
Yeah, right. Somebody's asking for the best link to donate.
Just your crypto address and just like this is your
No.
link.
I'm gonna ask her her preferred. Well, I'll just tell her, hey, you can send crypto here. What is? Let me just go to your YouTube and see what your links are.
Yeah, you have to scroll all the way down in the description.
Let's go.
I can't even copy it from my tablet, so. Oh,
Does
maybe I
anyone
can.
want one of these little bars? I'm gonna eat one.
Go ahead.
No, thank you.
Eating way better today. No, not better. I'm eating like sugar, like donuts. Hey, a piece of cheese.
Our YouTube channel. Free Talking Live backup feed day 2. That must be the one. Free Ian, nice. Free nobody.
Who put free Ian and free nobody?
Yes.
Oh, just the comments on his.
No, I put that in the title of the video. Free and free nobody. Hashtag free.
Let's turn the volume down. I'm re-hearing you guys. Okay, so
Sleeping. You can have a little piece. I didn't share my cheese with you.
oh, I see.
Luann, Marie, we're not going to speculate how much trouble they might be in. We're going to find out Friday, I think, on both of them, I hope.
I hope so. There's been some articles written, but it's really just like, hey, here's the indictment, and here's the people named, and here's what they've been accused of. And most of it is written in a way that makes them all seem guilty already.
Sure. Yeah.
Except for at the very end of the one that I read, it said, oh, and by the way, everybody's presumed innocent until proven guilty.
It's funny, like when the WMUR broke the news of raids happening in Keene at the Mighty Moose, they're like, no one's in any immediate harm. I was like, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, cryptocurrency just slapped me across the face while I was walking down the street. You're welcome, no bullshit.
All right, we're back on. Reminder about the cussing. Okay. We're back. Yes, welcome back to Free Talk Live, the radio talk program where normally you can take control of the airwaves. Although it's been an abnormal 24 hours for us here at the studio because the government decided to raid the studio again,
And kidnap my boyfriend.
among other people, other hosts. We do know that Arya is out. None of us here have had a chance to speak with her, of course. We will attempt to do so in the next day or so. But it will be some time before you hear some of your favorite hosts or co-hosts, Arya, Nobody, and Ian. All three of them were kidnapped by the government in the raid. So we do appreciate you tuning in and listening. We are making these episodes of Free Talk Live a bit of a fundraiser to help rebuild. There's plenty of property damage to the building that the studio is in. Folks had gear stolen, their cell phones, tablets, anything that resembled a computer or a desktop, laptops too, gone. They left a bunch of, we'll call it studio gear because they didn't know what it was or how to disable it. And so I was able to cobble together a bit of this show. So that's why we're able to broadcast. But we were not able to broadcast yesterday due to technical difficulties post-raid.
Thank you for your service, Captain.
You're welcome. I think it was the most important thing that we could do as folks doing this show is to get the show back on the air, and it appears as if tonight we achieved getting this show back on the air after only being off for one day. I think that's rather remarkable. I want to thank Mark Edge for his help in connecting me with the appropriate folks at the network level to walk me through some things and discuss some things to get the show back on. He was key in doing that as well. We want to thank everybody for their donations. Do we have any come in?
I haven't noticed any new ones.
Okay.
So we're all right.
I also want to say thanks to everybody who showed up to both the studio and the Bitcoin Embassy yesterday during the raids. Their help filming. Somebody brought coffee to make sure that everybody stayed awake and alert and that type of a thing. For the folks supporting us. So that was nice.
Yeah, the first time that I even cried yesterday, when I left and I was alone without a phone or anything, I was just in a state of shock for so long. But I found one of our tenants and another one, and they went with me to the jail. And I stayed outside with Coconut, but I saw a live stream from Lumpy saying to the cops, they don't want to look at us, they don't want to acknowledge us because they know they did something wrong and they're the bad guys. And I started crying because I just felt so much support.
Yeah, and many people feel the same way. A lot of words were said, and a lot of them hit home for a lot of people. Hopefully, the men wearing the badges take some of that to heart and hear those words repeating in their head, and they don't sleep well at night as a result.
I kind of reminded them the worst of worst in their positions, and that is the Nuremberg Trials 2.0 to come. And we're going to try them. And, I said some pretty... I don't think I'm going to say it right now, but,
yeah.
You know what happens in 1983 and at the end of the 1983, lawsuits, right?
And at the end of the French Revolution.
I'll just say it. There's capital punishment for things like this. And I think they should be wary of that. That things like this could come to a T one day. That your disservice to a society here in America or the world could come to a T, and you're going to be held accountable. I'm sorry, you're not just taking orders anymore. You are selling yourself out. Yeah.
If you hide behind, we're just doing our job, we're just following orders, you haven't thought it through. Or you're being willfully ignorant. Either way, you are still committing crimes.
Morality is in your bones.
I think that ever since I met Ian, he has convinced me a lot more that cops can change and stuff. So I really hope that some people just see how wrong this was, and maybe it'll change their minds too.
Yeah. I hope their perception in this world changes and that they come over to us.
Well, we are still planning to attend Forkfest 2021, where you can join liberty-minded voluntarists, anarchists, and libertarians from June 28th through July 4th for Forkfest 2021 at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. Forkfest happens the week after the Porcupine Freedom Festival, and Forkfest is decentralized, which means there's no one in charge. It also means there's no ticket cost. You can just reserve your camping, RV site, or motel room with Rogers Campground for June 28th through July 4th. Where better to celebrate Independence Day than around other freedom-loving activists in the Shire? You can relax and enjoy the camaraderie of like-minded people, or you can create whatever experience or event you would like others to have. If you are planning an event for Forkfest, be sure to let everyone know in advance. You can connect with fellow Forkfesters on the unofficial Telegram chat or through the Forkfest forum. Links to those can be found on the unofficial website, forkfest.party. Mark your calendar for June 28th through July 4th, 2021, and we'll see you at forkfest.party. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about this article from dailysignal.com. This is written by a man called Neil Patel. This is not a libertarian article. In fact, I'm pretty sure this guy is a statist. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because it seems to be written from the perspective of a statist who's just sort of noticing now, like he's a little on the late train. The title of the article is Time to Start Talking About America's Coming Bankruptcy, which I've been talking about for a long time now.
So Right has been talking about it for a long time too.
It's not a question of if, it's just a question of when.
Yeah.
If you look at the math, it's mathematically impossible for the USD, the Federal Reserve notes, what everybody commonly refers to as the dollar. It's impossible for it to continue it will eventually crumble. It's a question of how long will it continue to be in existence before it hyperinflates. And so this guy said, did you know America is going bankrupt? Most people don't. Maybe the saddest part of our country's state of affairs is that all our vitriol and dysfunction has come at a time when we aren't even addressing our biggest problems. It would be one thing if America collectively decided we have to be honest about where we are as a country, and we were in the middle of a charged debate about how to fix it. Instead, we're fighting about trivial things, while pretty much everyone in the country on all sides of the political spectrum has decided our real problems are so bad we may as well ignore them. Have you ever had a friend who's had some horrible, embarrassing event in their life? The last thing you want to do is mention it. That's America and our debt problem.
It's embarrassing to leftists because they're all about printing and, Keynesian economics.
Indeed. So that's America and our debt problem, right? Like, your friend, you know what, dude, I got herpes, right? So you don't want to when you're out at the bar, say, hey, Jimmy got herpes, right? You don't want to embarrass the guy, right? That's America and our debt problem. It's so bad that we don't talk about it anymore. It was a full 10 years ago that we were so focused on our debt that then President Barack Obama was forced to set up a national commission to deal with it. The bipartisan commission, led by former Bill Clinton Chief of Staff Erskine Bowles, or Bowles, I'm not sure, and former Republican Senator Alan Simpson, came up with a series of recommendations, including tax hikes and reforms to our entitlement programs. Now, we've heard all this before. You've heard it through several different presidencies, several different administrations. I hate the word reform when it comes to political action because it means you are wrong.
It literally means they're taking the same clay, reforming it. It's still clay. Okay?
It's still clay. Exactly. And they were wrong in the first place. If they put something into action and it was wrong, and they're like, well, okay, we know it was wrong, we got to reform it now. It's like, well, just say you were wrong.
Yeah.
Admitting that you were wrong. Nobody ever does that.
They were trying to push that fair tax for a long time, and what do you think that is? Now you're legitimizing the IRS essentially, because where does it say that we have to actually pay?
Right.
That's the question.
Well, and my favorite thing to point out to everybody about the IRS is if you put all those letters down on a piece of paper, it spells theirs. THEIRS. That's right. I don't think that's a mistake. I think that that's just them blatantly rubbing it in your face.
Very intense.
It's not yours. It's theirs. But at least more Free Talk Live is on the way. Yep.
It goes by so quick.
It really does.
Okay. Yeah, right. I've been on the show. I think my first appearance was right around Labor Day.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 years this Labor Day. So I'm like a year and a half, year and 3/4 into it, whatever it is, March, April, May, June, July. A year and a half, let's say. I feel like I've done like a dozen episodes. I've done far more than a dozen episodes, right? But just when you start feeling comfortable and you get on a roll, and you know everybody's jiving and vibing off of each other and talking. You know, sometimes the shows go, sometimes they go the other way too, but like most of the time, it goes pretty well. Everybody's kind of, you know, eager to put their opinions in, has something intelligent to say about the subject matter, and then you go, I was just getting started. You know what I mean? I stand
Not enough time in the world.
Yeah, it flies, man. I love this show, man. I can't believe it exists.
I know.
That's part of my motivation here to like make sure it stays on, because like fuck, I can't see this show going away. If the show goes away, nothing will replace it. Right? Nobody else is gonna come up with a show that lets us talk about this kind of fucking shit over the fucking radio.
I think this show has brought so many people to New Hampshire. Like, I can't even imagine this show has influenced that moved here. And those who have just started questioning these things in their own mind, and they don't even have to listen to the show. They just hear a couple things, and then now they start, realizing what morality is. And then you could just run into them one day, and they can never have heard the show more than once, and they're on board with everything we're saying. It's just because once you introduce the morality, that's the key. Oh, Tuck, please suck. Happy Fuck the Cops Day.
Oh, the dumpster. He says he's listening from Kentucky and sent us $20.
Nice. And Me the People sent another 10. So thank you, Me the People. I'm gonna start calling we the donators. Thank you. Let's see what else we got here.
Yeah, this guy came to visit the dumpster, and that's, he came to the Social Sunday.
Okay.
And he just visited and with everybody, and Ian was like, hey, you want to come to the studio? He sat in and did an episode with us, and he was all like super, you could tell, look at the shit-eating grin on it.
Oh yeah, it looks happy.
He says he's listening from Kentucky. I asked if he's listening on the radio. I can't imagine he's listening online. I'm pretty sure we're not actually.
For now?
I think it's going out to radio stations.
Okay.
I don't think it's going out to like freetalklive.com or lrn.fm where normally it goes. Because
I can't connect to this damn freaking internet.
Because we would normally route that, I believe, ourselves, from the board into the computer that's no longer here, and then out to. And we'll wait and see if he comes back, but still, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why this is such problems. I think maybe my data is killed.
What?
My Wi-Fi hotspot data.
Oh, I thought you said your dad was killed. I'm like, what?
Well,
I mean, I don't know you well enough. Is your dad alive?
No.
Okay.
They killed him.
Sorry, man.
It's pretty tough. Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't around, but
I only have one. Yeah, let me think. So I have the unfortunate circumstance of having as many as 5 sets of parents.
yeah, I heard yesterday about.
So, normal people, they go through life and like, oh, my mom died, and you're like, oh, sorry, and then they get over it, right? But I get to have it happen 4 or 5 times. You know what I mean? It's pretty sweet. But I think I'm down to, like, there's one specific dad that, fuck, I don't care, if he died, I'd be like, okay, good riddance, and of course he's lived, one of the longest, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not gonna say things. I just don't want personal things out there, but I'll tell you off there.
That's fine. I don't want to talk about any of that.
But the state, I'll tell you that, the state killed my dad in the worst kinds of ways.
That sucks.
next tab looks like.
Keep forgetting that we're streaming as well. You know what I
You
mean?
know what's crazy? Can Arya the same way the Moose is opening up? I don't know if it is, but if it opens up, can Arya go next door and buy some food at Mighty Moose? You know, it's like
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume not. From what I read
We can
about
find
some
it.
of the stipulations of the bail is like no crypto, no internet devices. So of course, I mean, if you don't have an internet device, you can't
No
use crypto.
internet devices.
I mean, you could.
Does that mean like the show?
Well, no, because we're a radio show. Well, we are
I
an internet
guess internet.
show. Yeah.
Like Ian wouldn't be allowed to mess with internet devices.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I was reading. It seemed like some pretty stiff.
Tracking more you better go.
Yeah, like no alcohol or drugs, right? Like, well, you might as well just keep me in fucking jail at that point, man. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like-
That's like,
I was thinking about we're alive.
we are.
Yes, we are.
Oh my god, I thought you were me in the thing because I saw the stripes and it looked like my jacket. I was like, why is it frozen on me like that? Like this.
I did take a screenshot because you remember as it cycled through, it would show a couple of the thugs in their camouflage. I took a screenshot of that and saved it to this desktop just to have it,
Yeah.
right? So at least we could show it to Ian.
What do you mean?
It was like frozen when they
Right, so when they came in and they had all the
Oh.
guns or whatever, and they started disconnecting stuff, at some point it froze. So these cameras were just on, right? And so it froze, and you can see a couple of the thugs like in the studio, like sort of half posed or whatever.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Kind of.
We're coming back. Yes, it is Free Talk Live. Once again, we will be a call-in radio talk program, but today is not that day. Instead, we will try and bring you updates on why, as well as some interesting content. In the studio tonight, I am your host, the Reverend Captain Kickass. Joining me, it's
Bonnie.
Breaking the Flaw.
thanks again to Breaking the Flaw for providing us with a stream online.
No problem.
We have been unable to, do so here ourselves with the equipment that we have at hand, and because he's a friend of us here at Free Talk Live, we have him here, and he is streaming over at Breaking the Flaw on YouTube, and we appreciate that. I wanted to give a shout out to the Domster. He has donated $20 to the cause. He is one of these folks who, he's a fan of the radio program. He came up to see what it was all about, to, see should he move to Keene, should he move to Manchester, Concord, whatever, that kind of a thing, see what the job situation was like. And we did invite him into the studio. We had a great time with him in the studio. So thank you, the Domster, for your donation to rebuilding the Free Talk Live studio and the Bitcoin Embassy. So I apologize for my staring, but it's been a long couple of days trying to get this show back on the road, as it were. The show must go on, as they say in show business. And I can't think of a bigger F you to the thugs who did this than to continue the show, to get it back on the air. And so we've achieved at least 2 steps. Yesterday we were able to put together a show. Today we've got the show back on actual radio. And hopefully, we'll go step by step, and we'll get a couple of things rocking and rolling, tomorrow or the next day. We'll get more stuff. We'll get the phones back online, all that kind of stuff.
And I just can't wait to tell Ian how all this still got to happen, because I know he's not worried about it because he's achieved inner peace, but Ian would probably be like, they're probably not going to be able to get on the show because Captain doesn't know how to do that thing and this thing, and I could fix it if I was there, but the show's probably not on the radio. It's probably what he's thinking right now, but we are.
Yeah, and even if he does know about it, that's great. It's one less thing for him to worry about. You know, he's got enough on his plate, I think, as it is to worry about. And I know he has, you know, achieved that sort of Zen state of mind, but he's got enough to worry. I hope that, you know, he would be all right. The show's back on, sweet. You know, I would think that that would be his response. So,
I think I just want to say something about Ian is that he's been doing this all for the movement.
Yeah,
To bring liberty and freedom to this world. He is very selfless, and I really we all see that in him, and this is why I think he should be free. He's the most, you know, he wouldn't hurt a fly, you know. So no victim, no crime.
indeed. Yeah, I can't name a person he has ever harmed or a piece of property he has ever damaged. I can't name. I don't know. You know, and I would be hard pressed to find somebody who could.
Yeah.
So. All that being said, this is kind of semi a fundraiser now for the rebuilding of the studio and the Bitcoin Embassy. So again, thanks, Dominic. But if you would like to donate, there are some links in the show description over at the YouTube channel called Breaking the Flaw. There are a variety of different ways you can donate there.
Yes.
What do you got? PayPal?
We got PayPal, Cash App, and crypto addresses all in the description if you want to check it out there.
You can donate there. If you prefer to just use a vanity crypto address, I'm also accepting donations for the rebuilding at Captain Kickass at Edge. I will accept Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, Bitcoin Cash, BTC, Ethereum, and there's a couple others that I can't remember.
Doge?
No,
Doge?
not
No,
Doge. What did Dominic send?
Yeah, I have a Litecoin option as well.
It
All the ones you
was-
mentioned, Litecoin. But if
Oh, Dash. He sent Dash, right? Yeah, Dash. Yeah. So yeah, Dash is the other one that I'll take. So if you do donate, thank you in advance for your donations. The money, I assure you, will go to rebuilding this studio. Joe and I are working together to make sure that we pool the funds that we receive into we'll call it the folder, for the rebuilding fund to replace the gear, replace the phones, replace the computers, the laptops, the network gear, the damage to the buildings that was caused by the thugs of government.
even the sanity with the DVD player.
Even the sanity with the DVD player. Yes.
It's all sanity at this point.
I haven't heard about that because I don't have a phone. What are you guys talking about?
Arya is allowed to have a DVD player as long as it's not hooked up to any networks or anything like that. I
Right.
assume. I'm not really 100% sure on this, but
Yeah, like I said, the stipulations of the bail are pretty strict. So, like, I was reading that, like, they can't associate with other people named in the indictment, like, while they're out on bail.
How can you not associate with like your landlord?
Or your employer, for example. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's all going to shake out, but we will figure it out one way or another. And this show will continue because we were talking during the break, there is no show out there like this show that talks about the stuff that we talk about in the way that we talk about it, from the perspective of freedom, from the perspective of liberty, from the perspective of the non-aggression principle. Peace and prosperity are fundamental to what we talk about here. And I can't name another show. If there was another show like this, I would be.
you can't arrest an idea.
You cannot arrest an idea. So, at any rate, we were talking a little article from dailysignal.com where this author, Neil Patel, is describing the economic turmoil he's sort of coming to light to, he's awakening to. And he is talking specifically about the debt and the money problem, the money situation here in the United States of America. He says that when the Bowles-Simpson Commission was formed, America was about $13 trillion in debt. Today, the U.S. owes more than double that.
What is the Bowles-Simpson
Commission?
Oh, commission?
I don't know, actually. It was during the Obama administration, and that was the commission that said, they're going to put together a series of tax hikes and reforms for entitlement programs, et cetera, and so on. And so whenever that commission was formed, America was around $13 trillion in debt. Today, we owe more than double that, more than $26 trillion. I think it might be higher than that, but
I used to get really, like, when I'd hear that, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so worried. And I'm a lot less worried now because of Bitcoin and just, like, the community up here in agorism.
it is important, and Ian would point out, we don't owe that money. Like,
Yep.
individuals, you and I, we don't. This is a debt the government has racked up, and I didn't incur that debt. The government did. So it's impossible for them to hold you personally responsible for that debt. But as long as people keep believing that the system is legitimate, then that debt continues to grow. So much so that it is said that as soon as a baby is born, it is more than $40,000 in debt. As long as the system is around and remains in place.
As long as they pay taxes.
Right.
This Bitcoin ATM or ATMs that are around the world, they dispense cash, or they dispense U.S. dollars.
Some of them do. There's one-way Bitcoin vending machines, and then there's two-way Bitcoin vending machines. The one-way ones, just you put cash in, you get cryptocurrency out of them.
No, I can say I actually never had used that ATM, so I don't know. Was that dispensing cash? Was it?
The one at the Bitcoin embassy?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, I just find it kind of ironic too. Like, it would dispense Federal Reserve notes for Bitcoin, but I mean, I would hope that one day that all these ATMs that are out there dispensing Federal Reserve notes use gold backs.
Well, so there's some things that haven't been invented yet because gold backs are different size than the USD. So there's different,
Sure.
the sizes, and so things haven't been invented yet for that. But
One day.
one day, we hope that will be the case for certain. This is Free Talk Live. We'll talk more about America's debt problem coming up.
I would just like point out the irony at that Bitcoin ATM machines are dispensing cash, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, so we'll talk about it when we come back.
okay.
I have a vacuum analogy that I like to use when it comes to Bitcoin and what it's doing to cash. And so we can talk about that when we come back.
Yeah.
Let me write that down so I don't
There
forget.
was a car up the street with its lights on, van again, just car on, sitting on the side of the road.
Today?
Just now when I took Coconut out.
Oh, what kind
During
of
a
car?
long break. It was like a van. I purposely avoided it. Its lights were shining towards me, so I don't know what kind, and I didn't see the license plate. I don't know. It just happened the night before the raid.
Is it one of these guys?
No, it's down the street.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just grab my camera and bring it out there,
I don't know if it's still there.
or at least get their plate so they have to bring a new one. If
It's
that's
just
the
weird 'cause
case.
it was like, okay, I know the kind of car was definitely like a van or an SUV,
Yeah.
and that's what was on the side of that house the night before the raid when I told Ian, like, I don't know if I'm being crazy, but there was like people across the street just sitting in the car staring at, like, facing our house.
I was thinking about some weird things that were happening a few days before all this happened too to me, and my trash disappeared. And I was like, why the fuck did my trash disappear?
Whoa.
That
I mean,
was
that
weird.
is one of the moves that federal agencies
Yep.
will use in investigations is going through somebody's trash to see what their
It
habits are.
just straight
what
up
they shot.
disappeared. And I was
Is it a
like,
can or like a bag from
we
a can?
have a bear box, so we just put it in the bear box. We can keep it in the house, right? And you have to lock it just in case bears, or feds, I guess now.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know. So I just paid for. We stopped the pickup trash, and I started to do my own trash drop off at the transfer station, and I just went to go grab the 2 bags of trash that were supposed to be in there, and they weren't in there.
Was it locked?
We don't actually lock. You just turn it so it stays like secured from the
Right.
bear.
So a bear didn't get it.
No, yeah.
Because they couldn't have shut it and locked it back.
Right. That's weird.
I got really suspicious of that when that happened.
Is it up on the porch? Do you have cameras?
No, it's not on the porch. It's out. Like, you got to keep it away from your house. That's kind of the idea. But I don't know. I don't put anything sensitive in my trash, so I'm not worried. And it's not like I'm doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
But,
Somebody
like-
might know that you have a Capri Sun habit.
Yeah.
You ate at a particular restaurant this week.
That really
Actually,
is-
most of our trash now is just becoming bathroom stuff because we're pretty good with all the recycling and everything.
Nice.
So it's like everything is just bath. They're gonna be going through my snots.
That is awesome.
Capri Sun is like a habit, by the way, because it has high fructose corn syrup. I checked these and they don't have it, and it keeps you from being able to process vitamin D.
Yeah, high fructose corn syrup is one of the most evil substances on the planet.
And it's subsidized. Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, I will take regular ass sugar over high fructose corn syrup any day of the
I was
week.
gonna try to be faster and grab like a Starbucks thing, but I was like, but I can just put a tiny bit of natural sugar in this instead, so I did that. And I was a little late.
Yeah. I've taken myself as much as possible off of high fructose corn syrup and sugar.
Me too.
I've been using Splenda, right, for my sweetener in my morning coffee.
If you're using Splenda, why don't you just switch to stevia at this point?
Or
I tried stevia, but like I didn't like it. It was
well,
just
Splenda's
something.
aspartame, and then stevia is sucralose or something. They're both
Yeah.
really bad for you. So
I
both
also
bad.
tried.
No, stevia is a natural plant.
I tried. There's a keto sweetener that's like, it's
Monkey?
only. No, not monk fruit.
Oh.
Coconut sugar?
No, I can't remember what it's called, but it's only like 3/4 as sweet as sugar. So you got to use a little bit more to get like
There's
I didn't
nothing's
like it
ever
either.
going to be sugar. Perfect sugar alternatives.
Yes, it is. Free Talk Live. We are well into the third hour already, and I need to say thank you to Rich. Rich is an amplifier. What is an amplifier, you might ask? Well, you can find out over at amp.freetalklive.com. It's basically a method for you to donate to the show on a monthly basis. We only ask for $5 a month. You can donate more if you like. There's a couple of different levels there. There's the silver, gold, and platinum, and then the I like to call it the unobtainium level, where you can donate X, whatever X equals in your mind. So, and there's some perks that you get over there as well. So if you want to know more, go visit amp.freetalklive.com. Where does that money go? The amplifier money goes to get this particular show onto more radio stations. And we're currently on around 185 stations.
Wow.
Yeah. We could be on 200. We could be on 250, maybe even 300. These are all attainable goals. It's all up to you. So please visit amp.freetalklive.com and consider becoming an amplifier. If you like this show, the content we bring, the guests that we have, the co-hosts that come on, please visit amp.freetalklive.com. So, before we went to break, or maybe during the break, you were talking about specifically the Bitcoin ATMs, and your thought was, why are they dispensing cash, the two-way machines that do dispense cash, instead of gold backs? And it's a great question. One of the answers is that the technology doesn't exist to handle the different sizes of the gold backs at this point in space and time. There are people who are looking into it. There's some chats that maybe you're not privy to as far as the Goldback chat, and some crypto chats where they've had these discussions. Some people are looking into different types of bill changers and how to make that happen. So it could be a reality one day.
I have heard of the what do you call them? Convenient. What do you call it? When you get your soda from the machine? What is it called?
Vending machine.
Vending machines. Thank you.
Yeah.
And they put gold backs in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you would be able to buy gold backs for crypto, right? By entering or scanning a QR code or whatever, and then it would dispense your gold backs. But that would be a one-way purchase, right? That's another example of a one-way machine, right?
Oh, you're saying a two-way.
So a
process.
two-way machine would
Okay.
you could take gold backs and purchase some Bitcoin, for example, or Bitcoin Cash.
That's also
type of thing.
so off the radar. So
It is, but
not giving money to wars.
oh yeah, wouldn't that be great? That is one of the most overlooked benefits of cryptocurrency and gold backs, is that you're not giving any money to war. None of your, that particular money, if you transact in that money, it's not going to the government to bomb more brown people.
And it makes you feel good about, it should make you feel better about what you're using. I hate to guilt people or virtue it, but It really is. It really comes down to that. It's like you're using those dollars, and understand, by doing that, you're causing harm.
Yeah.
Especially libertarians who claim to be against the government, but also against Bitcoin.
I don't want any of my life's effort used to murder people I've never met in faraway lands, or even close to me, for that matter. I don't want any of my life's my effort, right? Which is money is supposed to be a way to show your life's effort, right? You put in hours of work, or you put in a certain amount of labor, right? Money is just supposed to represent your life's effort. That's all. It's a language. It's a way to communicate value with other people. I don't want any of that going to murdering other people anywhere. Whether it's police murdering innocent people, whether it's bombs being dropped on foreign countries for oil,
Pakistani gender studies.
Pakistani gender studies, for example. I don't want any of my life's effort going to any of those things. In
I
fact,
wanted to pay politicians and bureaucrats and make their jobs seem real.
I want to be in full control of 100% of my life's effort. I want to decide where and when and how my life's effort is spent.
The saying goes, vote with your dollars, right?
Exactly.
Well, vote with your crypto and vote with your gold backs. Go to the places that accept those things.
And yeet your dollars.
Yeet your dollars. Now, that is sort of leads to my other answer to your question. Like, well, the Bitcoin vending machines and the dispensing dollars. The internet is the precursor to cryptocurrency, right? Without the internet, the network effect, cryptocurrency could not exist. What cryptocurrency does is solves the Byzantine general's problem of double spending in accounting, right? So accounting was a dual entry system. Cryptocurrency instituted the triple entry accounting system. And that third entry serves as a point of trust, a check and balance, if you will, against the other two. So it solves the problem of double spending. The idea of virtual currency has been around a long time. It's just never been solved. What Satoshi Nakamoto did is he put several pieces of technology that existed independently, put them all together in a blender. He's a chef, if you will. He threw together some ingredients in the stove, and hey, here's some Bitcoin. And then he did the greatest thing I think that could be done, and he just released it into the wild for all of the world.
He wrote the white paper.
Wrote the Bitcoin white paper. So my point is, the internet came and vacuumed up a whole bunch of businesses. It made a bunch of businesses obsolete, right? The number one example I like to cite is Craigslist, right? Craigslist single-handedly put a whole bunch of newspapers out of business. Because newspapers' cash cow, if you will, the big money, how they stayed afloat was through the classified advertisements. Craigslist, a simple website, even to this day, right, came out of nowhere and was like, well, why don't we just list stuff on? It was literally a list. That's why this guy named Craig made a list and put it online, and that's how Craigslist was born. And Craigslist demolished a whole bunch of newspapers. The internet came and vacuumed up newspapers like there was no tomorrow. It's done that to several businesses. It's done that to telecommunications. All telecommunications used to be run over copper, right? The internet came along, all of a sudden it's run over fiber. So to get to my point, Bitcoin is the next internet. It's the internet of money. It's not money from the internet or for the internet or magic internet money. It's the internet of money.
Yeah.
It is coming to vacuum up all of the other communications of value. And that is to say the US dollar. So yes, it does exchange. These Bitcoin ATMs do exchange, and some of them will give you USD because sometimes you need USD or whatever currency of whatever country you're in. You need some status currency from time to time currently, but eventually, cryptocurrency is going to vacuum all of that up.
I had an idea to save newspapers back in the day, and that was they should have thrown in free copies of the ad blocker so that people didn't go online for their news. It would basically essentially shut down the monetization of online news, and you'd have to read the paper or at least hedge the idea. But who cares?
Yeah, I like that about you. You're always thinking. Always thinking. I was
What
old.
about me?
Yeah, I don't like you as much.
Buddy.
No, Bonnie, I like you just fine. You're also always
You're doing
thinking.
great.
wouldn't be
We
here.
will talk more about all sorts of fun things. This is Free Talk Live, the Wednesday night edition. It is St. Patrick's Day, but I can't do an Irish accent, so I won't. More Free Talk Live on the way.
You can't do what's his name, McGregor? I don't know how.
Ewan?
Wait.
Oh no, you're thinking of the
The wrestler guy. Wait, what is his name?
I'm like Ewan McGregor.
Ewan.
I call him Ewan because that's how his name is spelled. It's kind of like an Ewok, but it's an Ewan.
We were trying to remember his name the other night too because somebody brought up Gattaca and somebody was like, "There's the guy that was married to Uma Thurman and who was the other one?" And nobody could remember, and it was Ewan McGregor. But wait, no, you can't do a McGregor. I don't know how somebody would do his voice. It's crazy.
I can sort of do the Scottish accent. Right.
Sean
Connery, commander of the Russian submarine with a Scottish accent. Right. I tell people this all the time. I'll tell it to your channel. In the movie The Hunt for Red October, they originally had hired Russian accent extras to be like in the submarine around, when the submarine scenes were going on. And the director or producer, whoever, he didn't like it because they couldn't get Sean Connery to speak in a Russian accent, right? So the two accents sort of opposed each other. So they fired all of the Russian accent guys and hired guys to do Scottish accents to make it sound more Russian.
Oh man, that's
Sean
ridiculous.
Connery. That's right. You just all your S's.
Can't get rid of the actor. You gotta get rid of all the other.
Right. They weren't going to fire
backups.
Sean Connery.
No, of course
and get a guy who could do a Russian accent, or heaven forbid, a guy actually from Russia with a native accent, right? You know what I mean?
You guys want to know something funny? 4 years ago to the day, I was in a bowling league. Oh, it was 5 years. Sorry, 5 years to the day. And my waitress is like taping off the alleys. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, don't tell anyone. Of course, I'm gonna tell everyone. Little Wayne's coming, and I was like, oh shit! I bowl. No, this isn't in East Providence, so he was performing in Providence, but
I was like, why would he be here?
I just was always on my mind when it comes to St. Patty's Day
So you're familiar with bowling?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever bowled a 301?
Yes, I have.
Why?
How can you bowl a 300 and lose?
Well, you could tie. Well, actually, technically, I have gotten a 300, and the pin shot over to the other lane, knocking another pin down. I've had that happen. So
Okay,
I literally have gotten a 301.
Did you have video rolling?
No,
Picture didn't happen, bro.
doesn't matter. My God, guys.
Well,
It's a true story, though. I mean, it happens all the time.
All the time?
A lot of time. I throw a hard ball.
We're going to have to go bowling.
wait, is it 300 mean you got to strike every time?
Yes,
What
Basically,
the
yeah.
heck?
Yeah.
That's insane.
12 in a row.
It's 12 in a row.
I haven't played bowling
better at
since I was
math than
pretty
me.
young.
I don't
So
like
what?
bowling math. I don't even do it in my head. I'm just like, let the computer do it now. I used to do it by paper. That's how long I bowled for 13 years, you know?
Wow.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
My friend used to professional bowl.
One of my uncles professional bowled. He was on. They used to have a television show called The Bowling Game. Like, what genius got paid to come up with that, right? You know, pre-internet, of course. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Area.
might even be like barely post-color TV era.
Oh my god.
But he went on. Didn't win, but he got a towel, like
Yeah.
a hand towel.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. And it had the bowling game. It was a nice towel. It was
Oh, cool.
embroidered, you know, and kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was his prized possession, right? You know,
Yeah.
He had it like on the mantle. You know what I mean? Yep, that's my bowling game towel. I was on TV that one time, you know, kind of a thing.
I used to have trophies that would fill up this table right here, right? And I just pulled all my plaques off, and I did charity events, and then, like, if you got a strike, you got a trophy. So I just gave out a bunch of trophies.
All right, we'll come back. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to the show. It is Free Talk Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Normally,
it is.
It's the live call-in talk radio program that you can take control of the airwaves and talk about whatever you want. Except for today and yesterday. Possibly tomorrow, we don't know. The phones are still down as a result of the government raid on the studio, as well as the Bitcoin embassy. Other locations as well. There's some people, that were taken into custody, arrested, others kidnapped, from other parts of New Hampshire as well, that I'm not as familiar with. But there's a bunch of damage that's been done. We've been doing a semi-fundraiser. You can find links over on your channel, which is
Breaking the Flaw on YouTube and library.
And also, I'm accepting donations at Captain Kickass at Edge. These are cryptocurrency donations. Captain Kickass at Edge is a vanity cryptocurrency address provided by Edge Wallet. It's one of the features within the FIO protocol that they have. I've activated that. And if you want to send Bitcoin Cash, what else did I say? Ethereum, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, and I think that's it.
I don't know.
Oh, Dash. What's in your wallet? Yeah. Off topic. I have a real problem with Samuel L. Jackson doing commercials for Capital One, because Samuel L. Jackson is kind of an intimidating dude, right? And then he's asking, "What's in your wallet?" Yeah, I don't know that this is really good for your business model.
Do they have a commercial of people like Vikings coming at you? It's in your wallet.
Yes.
Okay.
Also intimidating. I don't know that I want a bunch of Vikings. Here, just have my wallet, dude.
You know what sounds better? Buying crypto and you don't fund war. How's that? A peaceful message.
Sounds great. In the studio tonight, it's myself, the captain.
It's funny.
Breaking the Flaw.
We've been talking about this article from dailysignal.com, where this particular author is seemingly waking up to the debt problem in the United States of America, and that we are somewhere north of 26 trillion. I have a hard time saying that.
It's a hard word.
$1 trillion in debt. In more personal terms, the federal debt now amounts to more than $81,000 for every single person in the country.
I'm gonna have a hard time explaining that to my grandkids.
Or over $227 for the average household. That's a lot of money.
Well, I don't know.
Unless you're
There's
in
a lot of people on the streets nowadays, so do they count?
it says 81,000 for every single person in the country. So that includes, if this writing is accurate, that would include non-taxpayers.
Sounds like if you were to actually try to collect all that money, there's not enough money.
There actually isn't.
Oh,
yeah.
surprise.
There's not enough physical money. There's very little physical cash.
Maybe that's why they're stealing people's gold in silver bars.
Yeah. You're familiar with fractional reserve banking yet?
Of course.
Okay. And so, all it is, they're just tacking on zeros whenever they lend more money out.
Right.
So,
Essentially devaluing what's in your pocket and everyone else's.
absolutely.
Your savings account,
And your savings
especially
account.
if you started saving years ago.
Yeah, this is why bank runs are scary to the powers that be, because there's not enough cash by an enormous quantity. There's very little cash compared to the amount of dollars that are, we'll say, tracked.
The coins shortages.
Yes.
Well, they tell you right there at the bank. I mean, it's right in your face every time you go to that teller that this is entrusted by the full faith of the government. Do you really trust them anymore?
I didn't have a really good grip on what a trillion was until the other day, because I don't know why the values with all the commas sometimes confuse me, especially since I never went to college after high school. But I saw me and Ian passed McDonald's the other day, and I said, it said 99 billion served, so that's almost a trillion. And he was like, no, next is 100 billion. So I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, 10, 100 billions.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's a difficult number to fathom for most people, including me. I mean, I think I've maybe laid my eyes on, 50 grand in cash at one point. I think that's the highest amount of cash I've ever seen, in one pile at a time.
I can neither confirm or deny how much.
Okay.
I'm saving money to go to bars, guys, where money won't matter.
Nice. Well, perhaps Mars Coin will fund it.
You really would go if Tesla got a spaceship that could go, and you had the choice, you could go? Because I don't think I would.
If it no longer makes me earthling into debts, then maybe.
I mean, I would go just to say that I did, right? You know, even like one of these like low Earth orbit type of things, like they've been planning, you know, as a leisure activity, right? Like you used to go on an airplane for a leisure activity, right? Go on a chopper ride
that'd be
around
fun, yeah.
around a city, you know, at dusk or something, right? You know, that sounds like fun. I would do a low Earth orbit ride, no problem, tomorrow if it existed and I could afford it.
That might be a little bit different than going into space, I guess, but it would still scare me.
Well, in more personal, we actually talked about the 227,000 for the average household, but 81,000 for every single person is a lot of money. If the problem is twice as bad as it was 10 years ago, then why don't we even discuss it anymore? Well, we're discussing it here. It's as if we are so close to the iceberg that it's too late to avoid it. Let's just keep the band playing and enjoy things while we can. It's all going to be our kids' problem anyway.
That's the money machine printing.
Money machine go brrr. This is, of course, a fundamentally anti-American sentiment. The goal of leaving things better for your kids is as American as apple pie. We are certainly not doing that anymore, says this author. Our national desire to wish our problems away is so severe that we have even come up with an intellectual framework for it. Modern monetary theory, or MMT. Sounds like a drug, doesn't it? Man, you got any MMT? Right. Modern monetary theory is the belief that deficits and debt don't really matter for a sovereign country that can print its own currency. Sound familiar? Need more money? Just keep printing more. It's like magic. The bill never comes due. Sometimes people question, and I'm stopping reading the article for a minute. Sometimes people question, like, other people's financial habits and things like that. Like, how could so many people have such poor personal finance? You know, most people are still living paycheck to paycheck. Most people, if they went, you know, one paycheck, you know, was just gone, they might fall into bankruptcy, lose their house, lose their car, lose their, whatever it is, right?
And there are people like that like they still go and buy like the newest Xbox and stuff like that. I've seen it. It's crazy.
Where do these people learn this irresponsible behavior from? Could it be perhaps their own government?
Perhaps.
I don't know, but it's a theory.
Seems like the government just, you know, just throwing the money out there now, just giving you whatever you want. You know, as long as you shut up and behave and don't talk about these things.
Yeah, it's hush money. I keep calling these payments hush money, right? The $1,200, the $600, the $1,400.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, back when I had a phone, I saw on a Twitter thread this girl, like, she went viral for something, so they always, like, post, like, hey, give me some money in my Cash App if you like my tweet. And she put, like, this is on my Stimmy wish list, and it was, like, lights for her room, like, pretty lights for her room. She was gonna, I was just, like, really baffled by that.
I have to say it again for our listeners, and for any government agents that might be listening, the best possible economy stimulus program that could ever be done is to put a moratorium on income taxation. Stop taxing people's personal income. That would be the greatest stimulus package, even if they were like, you know how governments like to do a temporary thing, like, okay, well, we're going to suspend your income tax for 6 months, right? That would be still a far superior economic stimulus package than this other crap that they're peddling.
Oh, yeah.
By a long shot, a large margin, orders of magnitude.
But they don't actually cares about you.
Or at least it'd be a fungible tax, right? Like we could just purchase and have a little bit of sales tax, and that'd be more reputable to their system of funding than anything. But that's
More coming up. When you're hearing the music, start looking at the clock so you can get your thought out. There's just a little bit of a second after the silence comes on, so I'm pretty sure we got your full comment in. But you know, if you're hearing the music, just start watching that little second hand go, and then when it gets to that red dot next to the 12 there on the left hand side, that's when you know you got to stop talking.
Okay.
The clock is wrong, right? Is it
9:43?
Oh, wow, it's so bad.
I guess the feds fixed it.
Maybe Dan did.
the feds fixed the analog clock.
Might be where the bug is.
Yeah, they did move it.
That's
I
a
was
good
looking
true.
at the other side.
It's hanging low.
It is hanging lower because I saw it from the stairs and I was like, that's not normal, right? Like I don't normally see the bottom of it. So,
My guess was that like they took it down to look in it and behind it and see.
Oh,
if,
well, I'm sure that's what
Yeah.
forensics did. People did, sure.
You just really didn't take a lot of things off the wall. Like I have this big picture of Coconut and it wasn't off the wall, but a big poster of Derek J's victimless crime spree was off the wall. So maybe they just took it off and put it back on. I don't know.
They would be far sneakier than putting it into a clock, in my
Okay,
opinion.
so one of the things you have to realize is that they probably bugged all of the room.
Yeah.
So it might be something to do with, certain devices being bugged. I don't
Yeah.
know if we can pull that fucker apart and see, but I mean, it wouldn't.
Well, also there's
Might be
like
interesting to see, but
there's a sign that says like T's recap, and it was up there. Other things were up there, so I think that they had to take everything down. Like I think they took all that down.
yeah. Well, as many hours as they were here in these buildings, they
2 hours,
did
like
a
5 hours later.
Dude, they were here all day, weren't they?
Maybe it was 6 hours later. They got the phone.
I ended
Okay,
up.
let me put it this way.
Come
They
back
didn't
here around
end.
2
They
p.m.,
went from
so-
6 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the other building.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here, I
that's
was
true.
here at 6 a.m. I left at 8, but
I got over here around 2-ish, maybe 2:30,
okay.
and Roach and Bonnie had started sort of the cleaning up of the mess and stuff while I was trying to get the show going.
So they were done by 2 here?
Yeah, but it was still longer
That is
than they
weird.
said because they let me leave around 7 something, and they said like we'll be done around 2 hours.
That was a lie.
I was told by Go Within to get out. Free Ian and nobody. Tell Captain Kickass Andy from Massachusetts says,
Am
Hi.
I able to just swap it with one of you
What up,
guys?
Andy?
"Yeah, you want? You
Yeah,
can,
Last
yeah."
segment.
Yeah, last time I went my. I just want to get the fuck you out with the crypto meetup, just so that they know we're not.
Sorry, what was Andy saying? We know him. I haven't met him.
He just wanted to say thank you to.
Yeah, I know Andy.
He's saying hi from North Carolina is what he wanted to say.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna welcome people to come up on Friday and Saturday, or Friday and Sunday. Sorry, for our normal meetups.
Oh yeah, please do.
Yeah. Nothing is changing.
Just,
You know?
let me just take this.
Ian is not a leader. We're all leaders.
I'm a leader.
Yeah,
I'm a leader.
I'm the leader. That brings seeing that video where everybody was like, "I'm the leader. I'm the leader. I'm the leader."
I'm
Like,
Spartacus.
yeah, like I said this a few times recently, but the whole captain thing is like a reminder to me to be captain of myself, and hopefully
Yes.
it inspires other people to be captain of themselves. So it just fits right. I'm a captain. I'm a captain.
Well,
I'm a captain, right?
Well,
I'm a
do
captain.
you know what JOA stands for? Joint Operating Agreement, a consenting contract.
That's fucking badass.
I thought it was just a name.
I did not know that. Yeah, I thought that was just your actual name.
It's used by corporations, and I'm hoping that maybe someone catches on to it in the legal
I
sense.
thought like your parents were weird and gave you like a 3-letter name.
Oh,
like,
no,
go under
it's
kid
Joseph.
or-
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It was like your dad Joe and your mom. I was gonna say your mom Noah.
Or maybe like your parents were if they thought you were gonna have a girl and they decided on Joanne,
Oh,
and then they so they just dropped the N's. Yeah,
Joanna. Yeah.
All right, we're coming back. Welcome back to the final segment of Free Talk Live. Wow, this has gone by really quickly.
Joa turned into a penguin.
Yeah, we've turned Joa into a penguin. How do we do that?
I don't know.
That's so weird. Well, I'm the captain and I'm your host, and joining me it's
It's Bonnie.
And Chris, the penguin.
Chris, aka the Penguin. We've transformed Joa into the Penguin for a purpose, and we'll tell you what that purpose is in just a second. I just wanted to reiterate that this is a bit of a fundraiser. Please find the fundraising links at the description of the YouTube channel Breaking the Flaw. He's got some ways for you to donate USD as well as some crypto links. You can also donate cryptocurrency to Captain Kickass at Edge. And we brought Chris on because Chris wanted to talk about how we are doing, or at least attempting to do all of the things we would normally do after
Not
this
attempt.
raid.
We are doing all all the things that we would normally do. So today, I want to point out that there was a scheduled crypto meetup. Ian scheduled the crypto meetup, in fact.
Yes.
And that crypto meetup went on as normal. Nothing has changed. There are people ready to go to replace anybody you try to take out. And when you think taking out a vending machine is going to stop us, you're not stopping one person. There's not one leader. There are tens of thousands of people in New Hampshire, and we're all leaders.
I'm a leader.
And I'm a leader.
Yep.
Taking somebody away and putting them into jail is just going to create spores of new Ians.
What you are doing is you are bringing and attracting more people to New Hampshire, and it's increasing the amount of our ability to affect politically the state and what you are able to do. So you don't think it's not going to stop. We're doing more and more every day, and it's because of your actions. It's your actions that lead to the publicity that brings people to New Hampshire. It's the outrage that society has, that people have, that at least 3% of the population has.
Yes.
And they're coming to New Hampshire. And if you're not in New Hampshire, you should be in New Hampshire. You should move to New Hampshire if you believe in liberty.
Yeah, if
you
you're
believe in
of the freedom mind, you absolutely should. And particularly as time goes on and we see that there is less and less of it every day.
Yep. We're going to have another crypto meetup on Friday at Forkfest Great in Keene, New Hampshire.
Yep.
It's a regular crypto meetup every week. We also have a
5 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 5
I believe
o'clock.
5 o'clock
Right. Yeah,
is the
correct time.
Fokeen Fridays.
5 p.m. Eastern, yep. I welcome everybody to come out. We will have, every 6 days, we have a rotating meetup as well. That will continue. There is also another social Sunday meetup, which is great to come out to. That's the biggest meetup that we've got. It's not a crypto meetup, but it is a great meetup to social interact with other liberty-minded people. I encourage anybody to come up if you're thinking about moving to New Hampshire. Even if you're not thinking about coming, come, because if you're a liberty person, you will be probably wanting to leave, come to New Hampshire by the time you leave that social meetup even.
And if you can't make it to a crypto meetup and you go to a social, there will be people willing to talk crypto
Yep.
with you and
Oh,
explain
yeah.
it to you and help you.
And if you can't make any of those days, well, you know what? Let us know. Chris@thinkpenguin.com. Send me an email, and I will personally make sure that we have people come out and support you. And welcome you to our community, even if you're not able to make one of those, regularly scheduled meetups.
Yeah, I'm a rare person in that I just sort of packed up my stuff and airdropped myself into Keene, New Hampshire, without coming out first. What I didn't want to do is just have the expense of travel twice. I didn't want to come out and then be like, yeah, I'm totally coming. So I just went ahead and came anyway.
Yeah, it's been the best decision of my life too. I've been here 5 years now, and things are only getting better. Some people get depressed over time, at this thing, they see things like, we're not doing things fast enough, or we're not getting anywhere. And it's like, well, if you're the biggest negative Nancy, yeah. But if you understand the in our lifetime part, you can really easily and clearly see that we are having a massive amount of success. In fact, this raid was exactly the kind of success that we need. Like, this is a jump start to, we couldn't have had a better year. People think COVID, oh, it's so bad. And it is. But as far as the Free State Project goes and the migration movement in general to New Hampshire, the larger migration movement to New Hampshire, it's been phenomenal. We've had more people move last year than any other year. And this year, there's been more people moving than last year. And that was just the result of all these government restrictions.
For COVID, right?
Right. We've seen, this is the first time in history that we've ever seen 20 people at a single social meetup, come to check out New Hampshire.
Yeah.
20 people from out of state who
And they
never
were
met each other.
organized too. Like the group of them got together and like rented a house or whatever for all of them to stay in, and then they all sort of traveled about and got to see the place and figure out where it is they wanted to land and all that kind of stuff. It was really awesome.
It was amazing. And thank you. Like I said, thank you. I welcome FBI agents and whoever else wants to join us and participate in activism, because honestly, you guys, some of you agents have actually been some of the best activists. And I know this because there's certain people who have left New Hampshire and they were very clearly activists, and we had questions about them even while they were here in many cases.
And it's amazing. It's amazing the kind of activists and the people who tend to do the most activism tend to be the agents. And so it's not that hard to spot usually.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree that the raids are the type of publicity that you just cannot buy.
No, you can't.
And even like the raid and the COVID situation, everything bad that the government's doing that a negative person would look at and think like this is like bad for the Free State Project, this is bad for liberty.
Not at all.
It's all you can't free Ian or nobody because they're free. And you can't do anything. You can't do anything wrong to a person who's free.
Yeah, you can't. And every single person that they've arrested has no problem, and they've stated this repeatedly to me personally. They have no problem spending the rest of their life basically in a cell if that's what it takes. So they're martyrs, and we're going to continue. We're going to go on, and we're going to eventually we're going to have control over this state. We already went from 20 representatives in the last election cycle to 30 in the state house.
Mm-hmm.
So this idea that you can try to bring in negativism, and that's one of the things that the agents frequently do here, is they bring negativism. So if you ever hear anybody saying, "Oh, we're not succeeding," or whatever, whatever it is, those are the agents. It's very common. It tends to be at first they don't say those things, and it's over time they'll start to say those things, and then you'll see, oh, they've left. They're no longer in New Hampshire.
And agent or not, negative people just a lot of the time just can't see the big picture of taking darkness and transmuting that into the light. Like what we're doing up here, that's exactly what we're doing. That's what we're doing with Bitcoin. That's what we're doing with agorism. And that's what you got to do. That's how you can be a positive person.
Yeah, I don't want to reveal anything, but basically, there's been some. I'll allude to this. Something is likely to occur in the near future that is going to be probably one of the biggest things for the whole migration movement, and it's because of the FBI raids. So. I'm literally laughing at the FBI right now and the government.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I can't wait. I have been.
Hopefully, we'll be able to reveal it, on radio at some point here. But until we have more knowledge about what's happening, and what they're willing to, the person's willing to reveal. I'm not sure.
I have been very enthused at the sense of community that already exists. Right. Oftentimes, there's, we'll say, political differences or mini arguments between people because not everybody has the exact same set of beliefs that other individuals have, but
we respect each other's speech and our opinions. We don't all have to agree on everything.
And more than that is when something happens, all of those people, regardless of their differences, I've seen step up and help one another.
Yep.
Right? When somebody gets arrested, or since I've been here, is one of the most outstanding things that I've seen.
Yeah, and we don't have perfect redundancy for every little thing, but we do have
certainly not for studio equipment.
No, we don't. But I mean, that's just one show, right? We have lots of other shows too that you can check out if you go to lrn.com.
You have a show.
Yeah, in fact, I have a show. I do it every Saturday. It's freedomtogrid.com. We do a live stream. It is actually streamed on LRN, so it goes off. Some radio stations pick it up as satellite, I think, as well, and some other avenues. But yeah, check it out. freedomtogrid.com. It's a liberty slanted tech show. It's great for anybody who loves liberty.
Where can somebody donate?
Captain Kickass at Edge is the anonymous crypto place. You can also visit Breaking the Flaw on YouTube, and in the channel description or the video description are some other links as well. We're out of time. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been Free Talk Live. Peace.
Hey, everyone in chat, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate all the donations that came in here, and keep up the good work, guys, and keep fighting for freedom. I'm going to hit the kill button on this.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Right at the 3-hour mark, I'll do it. So we got 38 seconds.
Wow.
So it's like right on the 3 hour. It has some clout.
Did we succeed?
Thank you, Eddie H.
In the radio broadcasts, did we conclude that we were successful? Did people have people saying yes, they can hear us?
Maybe you should call.
So when I talked to the network dudes before the start of the broadcast, he confirmed that he was receiving audio from here, and that if we didn't hear from him within the first segment of the show, things were okay. We
Okay.
did not hear from him, so I'm going to call them right now, actually.